Hey guys, and welcome back to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're back here with the second half, and this time on the analyst desk, I'm going to be joined with analyst Quaint and caster Universe. Quaint, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. And on top of that, it's a godlike versus an INAZUMA match that we've got up for the audience. There could be nothing better because it's godlike. We're talking about going up against an experienced and seasoned team like INAZUMA. Both of these are really, really star-studded teams, and it's going to be really fun to watch them go against each other.
All right, there it is. INAZUMA up against Godlike Esports. Universe, let me know. What are your thoughts, this match, first impressions, one word if you could?
One word, if I could, I'm just going to call this spicy because both of these teams are going to be absolutely head on each other. They've got the horns. Both of them are just bulls who just want to take their opponent by the horns and go at it and the fight. And both of these teams have the potential to make this matchup as spicy as possible. And we might just see all three maps go down this time.
All right, now let's move over into the MVP standings because I do believe there is one member from the side of Godlike Esports that is going to be Deathmaker. He is number one on the MVP standings. Look at those stats. Quaint, what is it that makes Deathmaker so deadly? Look at that KDA.
I mean, his name speaks for itself. His aim is godlike. I feel like the entire name came from Deathmaker's aim game. I have no idea what that guy is on, but I want whatever he's having because his aim is so snappy, just snaps on the heads and makes the opponents wish that they weren't coming up against a player like Deathmaker. Like, I don't understand what that guy is on at all.
All right. So the fact that he's number one on the MVP board, that might come with a lot of expectations for him to continue doing well and whatnot. Universe, what would you expect to see from Deathmaker on the side of Godlike Esports in this matchup against INAZUMA?
I mean, Deathmaker, honestly, I gotta say, one of my favorite players. I've watched him play for quite a bit of time now. And, Deathmaker, what can you expect from him? You can expect kills, and all you can expect from him is kills. And that's exactly what he's going to do. No matter what agent he plays, we've seen this man absolutely dominate every single match. Even when he's not at his best, we do not see him bad at all because his worst is some people's best, right? And that's exactly what Deathmaker is known for. He's one of the best aimers this country has produced. And today should be no short of what his is best coming, and that is his pure raw aim that is going to be on the heads of INAZUMA's players.
Indeed, Deathmaker definitely made a name for himself. He's been a long time competitive player in the FPS scene, and to see him now on playing on the side of Godlike Esports, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are very hyped up. So let's move on over to the group standings. A lot of hype around Godlike Esports solely for the fact that they've been around for ages. We know how they are, we know who they are as well, and when we're looking at Team INAZUMA, they have not done too bad as well this competition. Team INAZUMA are comprised of members that have that experience, but Valorant is kind of like a different ball game that they are adjusting to, right? So we can see Team INAZUMA with 1 win, 2 losses, and a total of 2 points. So this does mean that the points came from the win and none of the points came from the losses. So in Azuma, the fact that they did win a match before kind of shows that, hey, they do have a level up the competition. They are placed number 5, so they're not completely at the bottom. So this match is going to be a lot of weightage. Let's talk a little bit about Team INAZUMA. So Quain, their journey up till now, the last 3 matches, one was a win and 2 were a loss. What is it for them do they need to do in this match to guarantee that it would be a win, because they need to push themselves further up in the standings?
Honestly, I have to talk about Deathmaker just a little bit just to answer this question for you. Because Deathmaker, much like Rafa from the previous match that we saw, just clears out that opening that his team needs to like take entries and hold down on the site. Now, INAZUMA has to counter that. They have to see this god called Deathmaker coming in. And once they take him out, it is going to be a more like teamwork that they have to put in. They have to put smokes at the right places, block out vision at the right time. That is exactly what they've got to do. But the thing is, there are no foreigners to this concept. There are no newbies to this entire thing. They're seasoned players and it's a star-studded roster. The amount of experience they've had, honestly, this matchup against GODLIKE is going to be super interesting because those smoke capabilities that INAZUMA can bring in and the entire GODLIKE aim that they all have equally is going to be a really fun display on our screens right now. So yeah, then again, I'm just going to default to my usual thing. I'm really looking forward to this and to see who comes out on top.
All right. So for Team INAZUMA, what are your thoughts on them right now through the competition, how they've performed? Let us know, Universe.
I mean, these guys have been pretty much, have a little bit of up and down battle so far. They've got one win, and that's all they had to bank upon so far. But it doesn't mean that they're out of the competition yet, because they've proven to us that they can battle it out against the top teams, and GODLIKE is just among them. And the fact that I gotta agree with what Quain said, that these players do have the potential to give a very strong competition to GODLIKE itself in terms of the way they have their executes coming in. But I think what they should be doing against GODLIKE is again that teamwork. That teamwork is going to be very, very crucial for against somebody like Deathmaker, who you do not want to face off in a 1v1. You'd rather take him on the 1v2, so you have the trade potential coming in. But if you let Deathmaker go on an all-out rampage like he did in the last 2-3 matches, you're not going to be able to stop GODLIKE because they're going to be all over you. And I think that is exactly what INAZUMA need to keep in mind before they head into this matchup.
All right, let's move on over to the player spotlight, brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon. And this time, from the side of Team INAZUMA, we will be taking a look at Omkar. Now, Omkar, man, we know who he is. He's been around, definitely in a much later time. We know what he does. He's been a controller for the longest that I can remember. So Omkar here, what are your thoughts, Quain? How do you think he's going to contribute to the successes? You did speak about the fact that INAZUMA does use a lot of utility smokes for utility that they need. So how do you think Omkar is going to be an important factor here for the side of Team INAZUMA?
Honestly, as many kills and that he's racked up, looking at those stats there, he's doing really good with his gun work. But at the same time, he has to play a little more passive and he has to play for those smokes and listen to callouts from his teammates. And once he does that, once he smokes at the right area at the right time, much like an Astra player, you have to be a little subtle. You have to be a little laid back. And then you have to pick up on the action once your teams are pushing in. And this just helps support your team and pick up the frags at the same time. And that is exactly what Omkar does. And if INAZUMA keeps going at that with that exact pace, Deathmaker is looking at a really tough competition and they have to be strapped in. They have to be ready for INAZUMA and the fight they're about to bring.
All right. What are your thoughts on Omkar here? How do you think he's going to be an important piece of the puzzle for the side of Team INAZUMA Universe?
I think he's going to be the person who needs to tie up the game together for his team in terms of, when it's on the attacking side, he needs to get those moves going, and which he has for quite a bit of time now. And, I've seen him play a lot of that Omen agent especially. And, he's really good at it. He knows how to use that paranoia. He knows how to use the dark cover, and he knows how to get his team, his, duelists into positions where they would do a lot of damage. And that exactly is what his team needs from him today as well. I mean, his skills might not say what exactly it shows on the battlefield, but it's about how exactly he sets his team up for success, because it's not about what you do as an individual, it's about how you can make your team succeed in terms of what you put on the battlefield as a team. And I think he's a true team worker, he's a true team player. And today, I think his team will need him more as he usually is.
Yeah, indeed, one thing you cannot deny about Team Inazuma is that they always have the spirit to fight. The scoreline can be anything, and they'll still keep pushing through. So going up against Godlike Esports, it's gonna be a test, but the stage is also set for them to prove themselves. Knowing that all the members have a long history in the competitive scene of FPS gaming, it's just a matter of time if they have adjusted to what Valorant really is all about. So today we're going to see if they've gotten closer to having the total package. Now let's move on over to Godlike Esports. So much hype around this team. It goes without saying, Deathmaker, he has definitely gained a lot of popularity solely for the fact that he is an insanely gifted player when it comes to mechanics. He is number one on the MVP standing, so a lot of his work kind of just speaks for himself. But behind Deathmaker, there are also 4 players that are helping him, setting him up, supporting him, because Valorant is a team game. Quain, let us know your thoughts on Godlike Esports so far in the competition.
I cannot agree with you anymore, because as good as Deathmaker is, he is the fragger of the team. But then again, he's got 4 players behind him, and one of those players is going to be White Horse, who is so good with the Sentinel, so good with the Cypher. And I've told this multiple times on my cast before that I always love a good Cypher play. And Whitehorse gives us exactly that. He showcases such skill with his trap bar placement, his information taking, that honestly, all of that information, that stream of information coming in from Whitehorse is honestly what pushes Godlike to be what they are, to be the Godlike team that they are. And those 3 supports coming in at the right time, supporting their teammates, getting the frags at the right time, taking out the trades. Honestly, that is what brings Godlike together as a team, makes that beautiful potion that we get to see coming out, just unfurling on our screens. And yeah, couldn't agree with you more at all, because Deathmaker, without his teammate, is not Deathmaker.
All right, Godlike Esports, your thoughts, universe.
I mean, I absolutely love how these guys play, because they've got the firepower, they've got the, strategic plays coming in, and they've also got, a big win IGL in them as well. So this is a team that you can absolutely expect to pull off something, something crazy, but at the same time, something so, strategically maneuvered that you would see, oh my God, that is so perfectly executed down to the very T. And Godlike have the potential to put off both these plays, and today it's all about that. And like Quinn said, Deathmaker can do as much as he can, but he's not Deathmaker without the team. And Godlike is a team that does perform godlikely, but today it's about them trying to get rid of this INAZUMA attack that is going to be coming up in front of them, and it is not going to be easy. And Godlike will have a mountain up there, to climb upon. But you know what? They do have the tools required to do so. The only question is whether they're going to be able to use it properly or not.
All right, let's move on over to the player spotlight, brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon, and this time featuring from the side of Godlike Esports, it is going to be Rexy, the dedicated Sova player. Now, Rexy is a very interesting player, in my opinion. Rexy has been around. I do believe that the first agent that he always used was Sage, and he kind of transitioned, right? And the moment Rexy got onto a more proactive agent, someone like Sova, where he has to get it all that kind of information and whatnot, we saw him truly shine. And Rexy is also known for the crazy amount of clutches that he pulls. Look at the number of assists. The stats are crazy. Quain, what do you have to say about Rexy as a player here?
Honestly, as good as Whitehorse in getting information, Whitehorse with those cameras just keeps getting all the information, and Rexy is right there to capitalize on that. This guy, when he picked up the Sova, it was almost like he just transitioned into Sova. He became Sova himself. Like,
Oh, yeah.
nobody expects him to, pull out that bow. And the moment he pulls out that bow, they have to be feared, because that Hunter's Fury, whenever he pulls that out, the entirety of the opponent just gets scared, because almost always he lands his mark. He finds out where the teams are. He places the recon ball so beautifully. He uses his alt drone so beautifully. And honestly, Sova is him. He is Sova. They have transitioned so beautifully into one unit that it is amazing to watch him play as a Sova main. And look at the kills that he has. 87 kills, 71 deaths. That speaks for itself. he manages to get the information at the right time, and he pulls out the gun at the right time too. Because whenever you see a solo player, right, like you always expect a bow in his hand, and you never know when he's going to be pulling out the gun. But he pulls it out at the right time, which is something the opponents never expect. And they're like, how did I die? He just pulls it out at the right time and just sprays the enemies down. That is what is beautiful about Rexy, and that is exactly what I'm waiting to see today.
All right, thoughts on Rexy here, Universe. You know, it's interesting to see as well that his ACS remains low because we do generally see Sovas in the back. They'll be tossing out all their abilities just to get that info. So, as a whole, looking at the stats, how do you think Rexy is going to be a great contribution today for Godlike Esports?
He is going to be a great contribution. I'm just going to pick off the last two words that you said because Vexy has been that sort of like he. I mean, you've seen him, and there's nothing more for me to tell about this guy because he gets the kills, he gets the information. His Hunter's Fury does absolutely wondrous things. If especially when he pulls it out, even when the guy can pull out the Hunter's Fury with absolutely no recon, no all-round information, and he still manages to get some kills. I don't know how the hell he does that, but he just does somehow. And that's just how Rexy is. He is so good with that bow and arrow, and he's so good with that gun and pulling that trigger as well. And he finds what he needs for himself and for his team. And Rexy plays a very important role in this lineup of Godlike. And today he's just gonna prove why that he is the dedicated Sova of the team as well.
All right, Godlike Esports. So, Team INAZUMA, Godlike Esports, the match will begin very soon. But before we do go into that, let's have a quick look at the three maps that will be lined up for this particular best of three. So, here we have for map one, it's going to be Ascent, the fan favorite, the most popular. Everybody loves Ascent. One of the first maps, if not the first maps that came out. And this, there's just so much action. If you want to show your the best that you can do as a team, it's always Ascent. And then there's Haven, another very aggressive map. And then the Decider one Bind, which can be a little tricky. So Ascent picked by INAZUMA. I do believe that the last time we did see them on Ascent, they were a force to be reckoned with. And Haven, that is what we have nicknamed Deathmaker's Playground, solely for the fact that he did get a record score of 49 kills in one of our events on Haven itself. So that is just crazy. INAZUMA looking strong on Ascent, Godlike Esports, we know what they can do on Haven, and having Bind as the decider. How do you think the whole flow of this best of three is going to be like, Queen?
Honestly, interesting map choices. And as you said, Ascent being one of the first few maps to come out is one of those maps where you just put down your basics, you put whatever you've learned onto paper, onto pen and paper, you get onto brass tacks, and then once you execute those beautifully, Ascent is going to be your map because it's very unbiased. It can be either an attacker sided or a defender sided map, depending on how much map knowledge you have, how much ability knowledge you have, because you can't really take control of any sites. You just go in for a frag game, you take the sites by force, you hold it down, and you just hold it down as hard as you can. But as for Haven, like you said, Deathmaker's Playground, and we all know why. Because of those three sites, again, a map that you can't take a lot of control in, you have to take a frag game, which is why, because of these three sites, you can play a beautiful triple duelist setup, which is something that Godlike have been known to do, and they've done that before. And I feel like they might do exactly that again. And yeah, like you said, Deathmaker is probably going to be having the time of his life on the map of Haven because he's just going left, right, and center, goes in for those flanks that nobody expects, and it just gets the kills, and everybody's just left wondering, why me? How did that even happen? So Ascent and Haven are going to be really good maps for Team Godlike, but at the same time, the first map is going to be picked by INAZUMA. So since they're really OG players of the esports industry, I feel like their basics are strong enough. So Godlike is going to have a huge fight down on Ascent because INAZUMA could bring the hammer to Godlike Esports. But on Haven, I feel like they're going to bring it back. So it might be a 1-1, and we might see it going into the decider map, which is Bind. And again, that is a strategic map. That is one of the few maps that is so control based. Like you have to take control of the sites, give the information to your teammates, and then you have to take it properly with smokes, hold down the site, and then just push everybody back off. Because if you don't do that, and if you take too much time thinking, that line could come in from market and you'll never know it. And Godlike is known to do that. They're very sneaky. And if they're going to be pulling off those beautiful plays, INAZUMA might be in for a bit of trouble. But let's see what's going to be happening on the map of Bind.
Oh, right. So Team INAZUMA and Godlike Esports. Now, Universe, before we do get into the match, I have a question for you, right? How do you think the strategy is gonna be like for both teams, knowing that because a lot of games have passed, right? And you can observe these teams, kind of get a feel of their play style. What do you think Team INAZUMA's plan is gonna be up against Godlike Esports and the other way around as well?
I think Inazuma are definitely going to have watched the past few matches of Godlike, and they would have definitely seen what, the major problem that they're going to have to face is that one man, Deathmaker, because his team sets him up for success almost every single time. They want him to get those kills necessary, and whenever he comes back, his team is right there to support him. So I think they would be going into this match to try to disable Deathmaker's, heroics as much as possible. Try to not give him as much space to work with. Try to not give him as many, initial peaks as possible, because that guy can absolutely cause damage to your team and he will get his team the victory. So I think their plan should be to try to not let Deathmaker run riot as he usually does. And maybe hold it up a little bit, play a little defensively, and let Godlike come to you rather than you going and taking the fight to them. But hey, switching it up is one thing that Inazuma should be also doing, but at their own risk, I would say, because Godlike can even do that. And on the other side, but Godlike, I think they're going to go with their default setup. They have nothing to be afraid of. They're going with a good momentum. They have a good amount of confidence stored in them, and they won their all of their matches, and they would be looking to win this one as well. And I don't think there's going to be a change of game plan unless there's something that comes out completely out of the blue from the side of Inazuma, and we might just see that something happening in game.
Oh, right. Overconfidence is never a good thing. So let's hope that Godlike Esports, they're going to be prepared. And Team INAZUMA, they know the mammoths that they're about to face. This is going to be explosive. So we're going to begin with the match very soon. We'd just like to remind you guys to keep a lookout for QR codes so that you can scan them and get your Ripple cans. Now, also remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Registrations for Season 2 Qualifier 1 are now live. So check the links in the description and you can be part of one of the biggest Valorant events here in South Asia. Don't want to miss out on that. So thank you so much for being here on the Analyst Desk, Wayne, and later on we're going to have Casters Universe. He's right here, as well as Floki. So stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
The three things you didn't know about me. So the first one is when I was in school, I didn't take a single day leave from the first grade till the ninth grade. I mean, in the 10th grade, I did take leave, but not even a single day for like 9 straight years. I didn't take any leave. So the second thing is the first time I saw a video game was when I was ill and my mom took me to a family doctor, and his son was playing a video game, I mean PlayStation 1, and he was playing Mario on it. So I got kind of fascinated and I cried for at least 2 days uh, to get that PlayStation, and then my mom had to give me, but she gave PlayStation 2 then. Another thing is when I was 15, I used to play good snooker, decent snooker, and I once thought that I would be going professional and making a career in playing snooker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 1 Valorant, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. My name is Fluky. Joining me for this one's going to be Universe. We have Godlike Esports going up against INAZUMA, the first map being Ascent. And Universe, you mentioned something about INAZUMA being a bit of a mountain to climb for the side of Godlike Esports. So let me add a little bit more context to that. For those of you who are unaware, INAZUMA is a team that has been playing another tactical shooter, the name of which shall not be stated here. But basically, after the time where most of the highest ranking teams in India moved on to Valorant, this was the team that was dominating that other tactical shooters team. And now even they have decided to move on to Valorant and test their luck here. So yeah, that's some context for those of you guys who are unaware. You might see some familiar names on that team, with those names being Nike Setup, Fired Up, SKWow, Koon, Omkar. I mean, that's pretty much the entire lineup. But yeah, if you've been keeping up with the Indian Valorant scene, you definitely have seen these guys so far. But Godlike Esports, on the other hand, Universe, these guys have been playing for quite a while. So I'm
Yeah.
not too sure if it's going to be that easy for INAZUMA to take a map against them.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy because we've seen Godlike have had this tremendous form going into the first three matches and especially this one now as well. I mean, the first few matches that they played. And now Godlike have this sort of like, they are feeling themselves completely from top to bottom. And it doesn't matter which map you throw them because you can see this map pool right here. And this is like the most, these three are probably the most played maps if leaving Ascent out of it. I think Haven and Bind are the second most and third most played maps respectively in this tournament, and it's just their playground. I feel like even though INAZUMA has picked up Ascent, which is there in every single map pick, it's only for Godlike who are this match is for them to lose because they have the upper hand. They've not lost a single match till now, and they will be not looking to lose this one either. But at the same time, INAZUMA would be trying to get themselves back up on top of that top 4 spot as well. So as much as Godlike, as much as it cannot be, a difficult task for Godlike, it's just as difficult for, INAZUMA as well. So
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be hard to take out the likes of Godlike Esports, mostly because the players are so experienced, right? You have someone who's you have the likes of Hevan, you have the likes of Antidote, you have, the likes of Deathmaker, Rexy. All of these players have been playing this game for quite a while now. I mean, I'd say pretty much since, I've pretty much grown up watching these guys play over the last 6 to 7 years, and they've done quite a lot of work in both of the tactical shooters that they've been playing. But Yeah, going into this game, I think that if Inazuma want to try and take this one, then it's like I said earlier, you need to sort of shut down Deathmaker, and at the same time, you also need to make sure that you have some set in stone approach as to how you're going to be, playing on Ascent. Because many a times teams try to just wing it. In the end, or they try to test the waters, and they end up testing a bit too much and reacting a bit too late. So they end up losing
Absolutely.
out in terms of rounds. But yeah, I think if you pay Godlike Esports the respect they deserve, I definitely think Inazuma has the potential to take them down on Ascent, possibly even Haven. I don't think it's going to be a 2 if they do win, but I do think they have a solid chance of winning this one if Godlike Esports are, once again, given the respect that they deserve. Apart from that, though, is there anything in particular that we should be looking out for, Universe? Any player that strikes your fancy, who's not Deathmaker, by the way?
I think the one player that should strike you is, if not Deathmaker, it's going to be Antidote. But right now, we're seeing him play the role of Sage, but do not let that blind you, ladies and gentlemen, because this guy has the same amount of potential as anybody else in this region. And we've seen him play amazing, matches, and he's just been absolutely amazing for teams that he's played before. And now he's playing for Godlike, and he's just been crazily fitting into this team. And they're just going on a roll at the moment, especially in the TEC Gauntlet. But apart from that, I think if I had to point out somebody from the side of Inazuma, I would say you guys got to look out for that man Fired Up who plays the Jet. I mean, that guy with the operator is absolutely deadly, and I've seen him play before, and he is not someone that you can take a one-on-one fight easily with, because he will shoot you even before you see his hairline, and he's gonna run away from that corner before you can even trade him. But today the question is going to be whether he's going to be able to challenge the Jet on the other side, which is in the hands of Deathmaker. So it's going to be a big battle coming up over here, Floki.
Yeah, most certainly. It's going to be free haircuts that Fired Up is going to be handing out once he gets his hands on that operator. But let's see what actually does end up happening. Ascent can be a map where if you tend to make a few mistakes, it can sort of snowball out of control. But hey, let's see what Inazuma are capable of over here. This is an important match for them. They're not doing that well in groups as of now. If they win this one, this could alleviate some of that pressure that has built up and mounted up on them. But I'm not sure if it's going to be so easy winning against the likes of Godlike Esports. But you know what? We don't have to speculate for much longer because the game is live and we should be jumping in just about now. Let's see what these guys are capable of. I'm going to be looking out for Fire Up, like you've mentioned, because yeah, the Jet players always strike my fancy because I don't know how that agent's supposed to be played. So maybe, watching all of these professionals do it is going to give me some ideas that I can apply to my own ranked adventures.
Yeah, I mean, we all have something to learn here, don't we? Every player on this server has something that they're gonna teach us and something that we can apply to our ranked games, just like you will, Floki. And so will I. But for now, they're gonna have to learn some strats coming in over here from Godlike and Inazuma in this pistol round, as we have Godlike on the defense, and it is gonna be Kone from Inazuma who makes the first move for information. He throws out that drone and he gets a lot of information for his team, but Fired Up gives out information in return by taking out that alarm bot from Killjoy. For now though, it's gonna be them rushing into the side, and Fired Up just dashes in and takes Heavan's head off. And I don't think he even realized what it is because he was alone on that bomb site and Flex wasn't there to help him at all. And now Nightzera will take down Deathmaker, who was coming towards mid, and XK, wow, okay, he finds Antidote, yes he will. 3v2, Godlike out in the retake, but okay, Flex, he just moves out of the stick and gets one kill of his own. And Rexy will not connect even one bullet. Omkar to clean up the round, and just like that, Inazuma win out the first pistol round. I mean, that went by too fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it most certainly did. Great start here for the side of Inazuma. I certainly wasn't expecting them to play so confidently, but you just looked at the way that they walked up towards mid, no fear whatsoever. Even though the alarm bot got triggered, they were just, they had a plan in mind. They're like, guys, this is how we're gonna do it. Let's do it that way. The Jet, no fear at all, dashes in, gets that kill onto unsuspecting Hyran, who's just standing on top of that lane, just thinking to himself, okay, I'm gonna, pick off someone who comes from B main. Nope. You just got shot in the back of your head by a man who is not afraid of you. And I think that's very important for Godlike to know, because now they are going to be forced to make some weird plays. And there you go. Antidote actually finds the first kill on SK Wow somehow. And they are going to be able to get that Spectre for themselves. But Fired Up opening things up towards B main is going to find 2 kills. And that's the site open pretty much for him. In fact, he's going to look for more. Tries to spam out with the Spectre, but then backs off. That's information relayed over to his team, though. I think he heard 3 classics, and he's gonna know exactly where they're all coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the door towards market is also locked down, and the Sova drone going in to get someone from coming in the flank, but he's not going to find anybody there because they're all 3 players of GODLIKE Esports are towards this defender side spawn and market, where the market has already been cleared, and now it's all for Omkar to get these kills towards defender side. Gonna be fired up, who gets a 4th for his name though, and he looks pretty much fired up, doesn't he, Floki? Because he's going on a roll. Those few kills coming in the pistol round, a 4K over here in their anti-eco round, and they're just feeling it.
They most certainly, and that's a lot of money for the Jet as well. You have to think to yourself, even if you end up losing this round, you're probably gonna eco the next one if need be, and then you have an operator working in your favor on the side of Team INAZUMA. The only problem is it can be a little bit difficult to get that initial peak with the operator, so I'm not too sure if they're even going to go for it, but that's always an option that they can fall back on if they do feel like it's necessary, so it's good to have that money. Oh my god! Rexy just goes out with the skin of his teeth, is going to be able to live. The heal comes in from his friend, and it's going to be okay for now as Antidote helped him out, but yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit. Once again, same moves, making their way towards mid this time, Universe, and I'm not sure if GODLIKE are going to be ready for this.
Yeah, I don't know, but Heavan does seem to have an idea, and again, he has someone to support for this time. Flex is there, and look at this, fired up, he's going up in, okay, Heavan, he's blinded off, so he couldn't get the kill on fired up. Rexy gets one, and Flex is holding his ground, gets one, but he has 2 players to spread on, cannot connect to either one. Deathmaker here for the support, he gets one, takes down SK Vow, and the plan will go down either way though. INAZUMA are in a position where they can win this one, but they have to face off against this man right here. Deathmaker gets one, and we get the second. The plan did not go down. It did not go down, did it?
Yeah, Omkar, I think he heard the dash coming in from the Jet, and he was a little bit scared. So Deathmaker, I'm not sure if that was intentional, but if that was, then kudos to him, because that's a big outplay, just making sure that he gets that 1v1 because the plant was going down. And that's GODLIKE Esports putting up a round for themselves on board. Now, this was their bonus round on INAZUMA, so they're not going to be feeling too bad about it. There's even the option of an operator, because Nightzera did have 5,000 on him, but yeah, it looks like they're not going to go for that. They're just going to buy 5 rifles and be like, okay, let's see what damage we can do to the side of GODLIKE Esports. GODLIKE Esports, they looked a little bit shaky in those first 2 rounds, but yeah, good performance by them coming in the first buy round of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good performance by them. And now the only question is whether they're going to be able to build up upon that when they have these heavy weaponries coming finally in their hand. It's a gun round for both of these teams at the moment. And it's going to be Deathmaker who's trying to make some moves towards B main position. And it's going to get walled off immediately. And another mid push coming in from INAZUMA. Again to find that market door shut down. And again, it is being broken. SK Wow this time instead of fired up though. And now he's trying to find some angles for himself to get these kills. Heavan, he could be locking up on him. That timing might just cost SK Wow now, but he does have an idea. Gives out his position by reloading the gun, and Heavan and his teammates would have definitely heard him. And the drone coming in, now they have an idea, GODLIKE. They know where they're going to go because there's nobody mid, there's nobody B main, that's for sure. So it's definitely a A and an A shot hit. And the recon comes in, and Rexy's just going to be quick to get it off. And spots him out, and look at that damage. Fired Up has to dash away. But Kone is down solo, and Rexy gets a 3K spray down for himself. And last man standing, Antidote clears him up. And what a round from GODLIKE Esports. Rexy, that Astra and Killjoy combo. How good is that, Floki?
Absolutely amazing. Rexy walking through his own nanoswarm like a man to pull that one off. Look at that. He's going to destroy this recon bolt here. Fired up. He's gonna get sucked and his own teammate blocking him, unfortunately. But Rexy decides, you know what, this is the time to push. He goes and he gets a 3K. Probably should not have happened if, you know, they were playing a little bit more alert. They were playing a little bit more spread out. Shouldn't have lined up for him like that. But hey, regardless, GODLIKE Esports take those. They're not gonna ask why or how. And there you go, Deathmaker. He's gonna find that first kill for himself as well. Going into this round, should shut down any hopes of having an eco win on the side of INAZUMA.
Absolutely. And look at that. Heavan's going to pull another one. He's going to get fired up mid-air. And now Kone with a classic left and the bomb right in front of him. He does have his teammate to support right over there, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much over here. Heavan just spamming. Ooh! Nightzera Nasty little shot onto Evan there. Takes his head completely off, but Antidote is going to come and get the remaining two players shut off. Okay, Evan must be contemplating what exactly happened there. But I don't think he has a problem. His team won the round, so they're pretty much good to go for the moment. This is what I talked about, Floki, in the analyst desk. It is setting up Deathmaker for success, right? And putting out that slow orb and Deathmaker going right behind it to peek it, and he gets that first initial kill as he's always required and expected to do. And he's just doing that very well right now. And Antidote, he's doing things that he should be doing as well. He's playing a Battle Sage role, sort of, almost. He's holding defensively, but he's pushing aggressively when he requires, when he's needed to. And that's working out in his favor.
Yeah, in those earlier 4 rounds where the side of... oh my god, I was going to say, but Deathmaker's even quicker. He's going to find Fired Up to start things off. No Sage on the side of INAZUMA, so no resurrections can come through. But Deathmaker's going to find a second kill. SK once again being taken down. And this is what I was trying to allude to, they left mid open, giving INAZUMA a false sense of security that no one plays with, and then Deathmaker buys our operator, goes mid, gets 3 kills, and Antidote finds 2 to finish things off.
Again, I mean, is this a third round continuously that Antidote is finding 2 kills? He got one in the first round where they came towards A-bomb side. He got 2 in the last round, and now he got 2 again over here. I mean, after the recent buff, the recent nerf that Sage got, that the ultimate for Sage has gone to 8 orbs, Antidote is putting in the work to get that resurrection coming pretty quickly for him, isn't he?
Yeah, he most certainly is. 8 points, no big problem for him. He's going to be able to lap up all those points thanks to his early peaks. And yeah, I have to say, the side of GODLIKE Esports definitely winning in terms of the mind games. And this time around, I'm not sure if that was that was probably the Nano Swarm from GODLIKE Esports to clear out A main. And once again, they're going to pull out the Sheriffs on INAZUMA. So if they get anything done here, it's clearly a bonus. Deathmaker sees 1, might decide to go out and get that kill, and he does. Picks up SKval, starting things off for the side of GODLIKE Esports. Ivan was playing a cheeky game, but actually got caught. Nike0 finds him again, and Omkar is going to be able to pick up Flex. So the side control should be going away soon, but Rexy starting to come in, and there you go. That spike actually dropped in. Omkar comes in with the paranoia, gets the kill, but Rexy gets the kill with the help of that Nano Swarm.
I mean, if that is not a 200 IQ player, I don't know what is, because he did not. The best way he just did exactly what it was needed. He got that Nano Swap going so that he wouldn't push up, and even if he did, he would lose his life. And that alarm bot did the job for him. Deathmaker missing a few shots, pulls out the knives and gets punished for it right in front of Fired Up. And now the cost of that is going to be Flex in a 1v2 and not knowing what the positions of these players are. Oh my god, Fired Up. He creeps up to his right, and I don't think Flex has any idea about this unless he checks his corner. Oh no! Flex gives up his position. He takes him down. No, he will not. He's going to run behind him and finally takes him down. The operator in his hands is not going to work because it comes out a bit too late. And oh my god, this wraparound is almost too good from Nike. Wow, Nike0, 200 IQ wrapping around over here, and Flex is going to stick that defuse, but Nike0 just too good with that positional play. Gets a third for the round, and it is finally another round in reply to the side of GODLIKE Esports from INAZUMA.
Yeah, that's an eco round win, so that's a massive win for the side of INAZUMA. Not only do they get to carry 2 bonus weapons, or rather 1 bonus weapon, into the next round, they also have a lot of money as a result, and they've also broken the economy on the side of GODLIKE Esports. So them hitting 2 birds with 1 stone is going to be quite instrumental if they do end up winning this map. But they're still down by 1 round, and I think the side of GODLIKE still have money for another buy. You can see Deathmaker already has the operator. This time he's going to switch things up, peek out towards B main, but there's no one playing there. Everyone's just being super defensive. And there you go. There's the respect being shown to Deathmaker as that Owl clears out that mid position. Flex going to be spotted out, but didn't get tagged. Now he's going to throw out a recon of his own to see if anyone's pushing up mid. The answer is going to be no.
Yeah, for now, Omkar, he's expecting Deathmaker, and he's going to take him down. Deathmaker getting a little too greedy over there. He cannot always win that fight. Not every day is a Sunday, and this time he's shown what it feels like to wake up on a Monday. So, Deathmaker, no harm though. They still have a lead, and they still have 4 players alive who have... and they have 2 ultimates to use. Rexy with their lockdown, and they have Flex with the Hunter's Fury. But for that counter, we've even got the Hunter's Fury on the side of INAZUMA. The question is whether they're going to be able to use it now. 4v5 at the moment. INAZUMA hitting the A-bombs are looking very likely. Smokes are going to be going down any second now. Just as fired up is going to dash into this bomb site. And the flash coming in, and it's going to be fired up who's going to get this bomb site for free. Rexy is towards this A-shot position. He's going to hear that and he's going to spam, and he's going to get taken down instead. SK Wow is just going to move away from the position where he was expecting him to be. And Flex, although he gets the Hunter's Fury going, it's not going to do much damage at all. Heaven will get one though. SK Wow goes down. And now he's got a whole lot of players to clear up over here. And Omkar's not going to let him do any of that. He's going to take him down. And now Antidote, he has just one slow up and heal. But he's going to use his gun instead. And he gets one, and that's all he's going to get. And Flex in a 1v3, he's going to take down one. Fired up goes down. He can do this still. The Recon not going to reveal his position yet. But they know he's on the side. And there's a lot of things he needs to do over here if he wants to get to some. He's worried about the backstab. He's worried about A-main. He's worried about A-shot. And there's nothing he can do but just run away. Hope for getting a, exit kill in the form of the opponent Sova. But Khan is just gonna put a bullet in his head with that Vandal. And INAZUMA back on level terms.
Yeah, once again, INAZUMA with a great place towards that A site. Unfortunately for Rexy, he tried spamming through the smoke there, but the issue with spamming with the Vandal is that you can actually see the bullets being fired in the position, so you roughly have an idea of where the player's position. And that's when SQL returned the favor with the help of his Phantom. That's why you can't see their bullets. So that's another advantage that the Phantom has over the Vandal. If you're spamming through a smoke, you can't really see the bullets being fired. But that is the case for the Vandal. So yeah, Rexy unfortunately going down in that position, but still, it's going to be a level playing field so far. And Deathmaker still has access to an operator. So this is the third time around that he's going to be looking for a pick, and he's going to find it. SK Wow being eliminated right off the bat. And once again, it's going to be a permanent 5v4. No heals, no resurrection. Antidote goes forward, but this time around he's going to get punished by Fire Up. So Fire Up actually bringing things back for his team. I wonder if they are going to bite this though. They are rotating the spike over towards that Gardens area, but they still have Deathmaker to contend with, and they can have to smoke his position off. And you can see all the utility by Killjoy plays towards that shot or at the Gardens area is going to tell them exactly what's happening here. There's the Omen ultimate committed to sort of find any players that might be located on the side, but it's going to be cancelled as they don't see anyone. And even the stars being dropped down by the Astra means that it is unlikely that they decide to push it here. But well, could be wrong. There you go. Deathmaker is going to go out and get another peek going for himself. Blinded for now by Omkar, but he should be able to get back out there. That recon board going to be instantly destroyed. Next, going to throw in the shotguns. A 4v3 situation. They might get the plant down, but they have to worry about the post plant because there you go. There's the lockdown coming through from Rexy. I don't think this is going to be an easy one for INAZUMA.
Yeah, absolutely not. Fired Up trying to go for that aggressive peek to get Deathmaker offline, but Deathmaker is just too good with that operator at the moment, and he gets him. And now, although these Killjoy Nano Swarms are there present on the bomb site, it's going to be Heaven who's going to stick to the defuse now because they've cleared up the other one that was there. And just like that, Godlike Esports get an easy round, a good retake coming in for them. They did lose 2 weapons, but that does not matter because they still have enough money and they will be able to drop to their teammates. And Deathmaker, the man who's doing the job for his team over there, and it is, Godlike Esports, they are having a fight coming in from the side of INAZUMA, but, it feels like they're just like, they're one step ahead. But there are times where they're on level paces again, where INAZUMA just pulls them back, like saying, hey, no, you're not going ahead of us. We're going to pull you right back to where we are, and we're going to bring this to as close as possible. We're going neck and neck. But then there's just times where Godlike, is just like, they've got that individual prowess that works in their favor, just like how Deathmaker does the work for their team, and that's what's working for them currently. For the moment, though, it is Antidote who went to peek out towards A-main, but he will not find anything. Timing gets him saved as he moves back in towards the A-bomb side. And Deathmaker, he gets spotted out by the Sova drone, and he goes all the way back to rotate from B, again back towards the mid-side position. And now, it is a little bit of a slow game here being played by INAZUMA. Loki, how do you think they need to attack? Where do you think they're going to go this time?
I'm not too sure entirely. They have a lot of mid control for the time being. Maybe they decide to go towards Gardens, but that's where Rexy is sitting with all of his utility being dumped. So, not too sure this is a good decision. The alarm bot's going to tell him exactly what he needs to know, and those 2 double nano swarms are going to help them delay that push by quite a bit. Allow for the rotation to come in, and there you go. They already have the information as the Reyna Lear was used to just find some information. Well, Rexy is going to have a shock dart thrown right at his feet. He takes a little bit of damage, but for now he's going to be okay. Nanoswarm will be Now they can start pushing in. Deathmaker misses that first shot, but Rexy goes back out, finds the kill, and so does Deathmaker. Now Antidote chimes in as well. And all of a sudden, in the flash of an eye, it's a 5v2. And INAZUMA, they have nowhere to go.
Absolutely not. I mean, I think the one answer that INAZUMA need to have right now in their mind is do not go Gardens, because that's where Rexy is sitting. Because I don't think you, even if you're going as a 5-man push, I don't think it's, you know, it's really viable to push where a Killjoy is sitting, because of the amount of damage she can cause with just her utility is absolutely staggering. And if you step into those nano swarms along with that Astra pull, gravity pull, I mean, it's just like walking into a minefield with absolutely no armor on. And it doesn't matter what you have for your for your defense over there to get away from that. You're just going to take any amount of damage whatsoever. And that's exactly what Rexy's been exploiting so far towards that garden position that he shot. And, you know, and not just that though, because they're all getting the kills that they need as well, Godlike. They're getting, and this was another beautiful round coming out of them. What an amazing setup of, you know, defense from the side of Godlike towards that A position. And kudos to Rexy and Antidote over there for slowing down the push as much as possible so that their teammates could come in for the rotation and get those kills. And for now, it's going to be a little bit of, you know, economical damage that is being done towards INAZUMA, because Floki, they do not have money if they lose this one, do they?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to. And in fact, FireUp is going to be playing with nothing but a classic in his hand. So, I mean, he does have the knives out at the ready, so he could use that, but still. I mean, this is all a very deliberate plan from the side of Godlike. You can see that they showed the Deathmaker mid multiple times. They were deterred to push mid. They smoked it off and they moved towards Gardens, where Rexy has been waiting the entire time. They go towards Gardens, that push fails, and now, once again, Deathmaker is back towards mid. And it's unlikely that they expect this. I mean, the shotguns are going to go through, but they're not really going to do much for the time being. They're also going to scout thing out towards B, and that's pretty much their only option over here. It's all down to Hevan and Flex, and there you go. They spot out each other to show us. And Tone, can he find the kill? He stacked him up, but he's not able to connect that second Hunter's Fury shot. But SK Bow and FireUp actually finding 2 kills. Hevan and Flex have been taken out, and this B bomb site is completely open. And that lockdown coming in from the Killjoy should also secure them enough time to get the plant going. SK Bow still playing the edges of the smoke, waiting for someone to come through and poke their head out so he can clean off. But Deathmaker is going to put that plan to rest as he finds that kill onto SK Bow. And Rexy is also going to chime in. He's going to find Nike Zera. Rexy though still has to worry about Omkar's position. He saw him. He saw the omen, and he's going to peek out and destroy his head. A 3v2 situation now for the side of Godlike Esports as they somehow pull it back despite the Nando's advantage. The knife fired up. Does not get that right click connection in time, and he tries to go for Deathmaker. Does a lot of damage, but he's still alive by the skin of his teeth. And now Conan a 1v3, almost impossible. He's going to go down as well as Deathmaker survives on 4 HP. And Godlike Esports pull back a 3v5 situation.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what they needed to do, right? They needed to stop Deathmaker, but at the moment it doesn't look like they're able to, because he's just going crazy with the operator. He's going crazy with the rifles, and he's just having a field day at the moment. He's getting 4Ks, he's getting 3Ks, he's clutching out rounds for his team, he's getting the kills that they need, and my oh my, Deathmaker is just doing a great job. But I gotta give that round's credit to Rexy, because his turret did so much damage. It knew it exactly got the information that he needed, Deathmaker needed. And in the end, it was just, you know, a complete team effort that was led by Deathmaker. So great job over there. Godlike Esports securing the 7th, at least a 2-round lead into the second half. They will be securing for the moment. Now, it's going to be a question whether they're going to be able to make it 4 by getting this 8th round on the board, because there is no proper buy in the hands of INAZUMA at the moment. They've forced out everything that they could, and they've not got a lot to go on.
Yeah.
Few utilities have been dispersed, and a gunfire not that great. But the question is, they can make... the thing is that they can make it work. Because, okay, SK Wow, he's just creeping up, and FireUp jumps in. He gets one, and he gets a lot going for his team. He's gonna get another as well. There's 2 in trade, but that's not gonna matter because the A-bomb side is completely open, as everybody over here have died from the side of Godlike Esports. And now in the 2v3 retake situation, the knives are out for Deathmaker, and there is a Cosmic Divide available. But there are all 3 players of INAZUMA on this bomb site, so that Cosmic Divide, I don't see how exactly they're going to use it. But Yeah, I don't exactly see how they're gonna use it at the moment. Okay, he's just gonna throw it out and he's just gonna divide the side in a very weird angle. Alright, okay. But okay, look at this. Nike Zera comes in from behind again and he gets those 2 kills
Switching sides.
from heaven. And Team INAZUMA do not let it go to a worse, half. They shut it down to 7-5. And not too bad, is it, Floki?
Thirdly, isn't a very manageable half here from the side of INAZUMA. They played that very well. Finding those trade frags and just having that man advantage, just making sure that they're always getting those trades in. I mean, this is just good textbook Valorant, right? You just get the trades in, the side control is yours. You played with discipline, you're in a man advantage situation, so one of your players pushes out. That's Nike, and he gets 2 kills to his name. So good for them. But the question is, can they deal with the godlike offense? You have Deathmaker and Antidote, both outside A main, and they're both hungry for some heads.
Yeah, absolutely, they are. And now it's going to be very interesting to how they're going to stop Deathmaker on the attacking side. He is the single duelist, though, and he's the one who needs to get the entry for his team. Antidote not playing that duelist role this map. So he needs to support Deathmaker in getting everything that he can. Fired Up is on the other side of that. Smoke under heaven, and he's holding a very cheeky angle, not looking A main. He's looking for them to swing across. And now the smoke dissipates, and Deathmaker's gonna dash in, and Fired Up is gonna call this out to his teammate. And it's gonna be Deathmaker though who gets the better of him. He takes him down with a 2-tap with that classic, and now he has the ghost to work with. And the bomb side of A is open for play, ladies and gentlemen. The shock darts are raining in, but it's not gonna do a lot. The bomb will go down eventually.
Planted.
And now it's a retake coming in for INAZUMA.
Yep. Godlike great offense by them. And there you go, Rexy with the help of his turret is gonna take down SK. Wow. An Antidote. I remember he took a shock dart to heal his ally Deathmaker. Like a true sage. Now Omkar's gonna jump in to open things up for his team, but Antidote is in a bit of a weird position. They haven't even checked him. Korn is somehow gonna get those 2 kills, but it's still gonna be Godlike who win it. So yeah, kudos to them for being able to pull this one through, but a bit of a weird round. I'm not even sure what happened there towards the end. Everything just happened so quickly. And I saw Antidote die, but then I saw Attackers won, and I was confused for a second. But yeah, Godlike, they do pose that round on the board for themselves, and it's all thanks to this man, Deathmaker.
Absolutely. That first initial kill was so necessary for his team that he got onto Fired Up, and with just that 1 kill, the site was completely open and it was up for play. And now, because of that, they have the weaponry advantage, they have the economical advantage, and now it's gonna be INAZUMA who need to get okay, he needs to get something done. SK was just gonna get that. He gets Deathmaker's head for his team, and Antidote though is gonna immediately trade it off. And he's already in the side, and now Antidote is gonna get another 2k coming in for him. And it's gonna be a lot of Korn. He survives that with just a little bit of HP left onto his name. Antidote walling off Garden again. 7 HP Korn. He survives by the skin of his teeth. 1 bullet from Flex could take him out over here, but he's just gonna escape off. And now in a 3v4, I mean, they've got classics to work with. What can they do over here? They're just spamming bullets to get something, maybe, if not anything, a miracle kill. But that's not gonna be happening for them because God L are right now tucked into corners where they cannot find them, and they're gonna have to they have to die to this spike, don't they? Otherwise they're not gonna get any money going to the next round.
Yeah, they sort of need to die, otherwise
One enemy
they're basically
remaining.
gonna be pro. If he fired up, he's trying to find an exit frag, but he's gonna be taken out by Antidote, and that's gonna be that. Heavan is gonna sacrifice himself to the spike, but hey, that's still a round 1 for the side of Godlike. 9-5 for them. First buy round of the game coming through. Or is it even gonna be a full buy from... yeah, it is gonna be a full buy from the side of INAZUMA. They do have money. In the meantime, Godlike, they're gonna be very happy playing this bonus round, being like, you know what, we'll just take whatever we can get, whatever's good for the money. And yeah, let's see what they can do. There is a bit of a pause that has come in for a minute. We are going to just take a bit of a break here. Some internet issues plaguing the players on the side of INAZUMA, but yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that godlike defense, because that's something I didn't really get to touch on, and I wanted to touch on that when we were having that defensive side. But godlike esports, if you notice, the first 4 or 5 rounds that they played, they didn't really show any presence towards mid. And that was all really a setup for Deathmaker to just go mid with the operator and find those kills that he did. And that actually enabled the side of Godlike Esports to sort of force INAZUMA in these awkward positions where they were like, okay, if we're going mid, we can only really go a shot, and that's why Rexy was waiting with his utility the entire time.
Yeah.
Less
That
about
was-
that, though. More about this round because, yeah, it's ready live, and the bonus round for Godlike Esports is live.
Absolutely. And okay, Hevan, he just gets a flick coming in. He was looking in the other direction, but he gets the kill onto SK1 nonetheless with that Guardian. And now it is Godlike Esports on the man advantage position. Hevan gets it for them, and now the B-bomb side looking where everybody's going to go. The call has been made, and now they're walking up towards this B-bomb side, where there are 3 players currently. One is in markets. The Killjoy and Omen are also available here on the site. Question is whether they're going to be able to stop this force coming in from Godlike. They have Deathmaker right here with the course. He can dash in and get information needed. And now it's going to be that Recon who gets the information though. He's going to close out market though so that nobody comes in from there. And now Deathmaker, it's going to be him, but he's not going to get it because Nigel is shutting them down. He gets 2 of his own. Rexy gets 1. The trade coming in. The counter killjoy goes down, but it's going to be Omka who takes him down in return. And now Hevan will go down in mid. Fired up, takes him down. And Flex, the last man standing in a 1v3. The bomb is on the site. And yeah, I don't think there's much he can do here. Kone will take Flex down. And it is going to be INAZUMA putting up a round on the board for themselves finally. Giving some sort of a reply to Godlike. And this is going to be quite a bit of a fight because now the 2 buy rounds are coming in for both these teams. Floki, how do you think that's going to play out into the second half?
I'm not sure, but I now see an operator in Deathmaker's hands, and kind of know what to expect. He's going to take an early peek, look to blow someone's head off, and Godlike Esports is just going to play off of that. So, curious to see what they managed to find. I mean, the round looked very good for Godlike. Rexy got that spam through the smoke, but it was not enough at the end of the day. They just could not convert those kills against the rifles on INAZUMA. Well, but there's still a buy round for them. That turret shooting the wall, that's a little weird. I've seen that happen multiple times, but that gives Nike some information that Rexy is probably playing, or at least someone is playing towards that B main area. Smoke gonna come out, but Deathmaker is just gonna use that as an invitation to just clear out Winery and stay in that smoke. Look to catch someone off guard, but I'm not too sure if that's gonna happen for now. Very passive play from the side of Godlike for the time being, but maybe Fired Up can start pushing out towards mid if he knows that Godlike are doing this VA split. His mid is completely empty for the time being.
Yeah, it absolutely is, but they do have, they did have Antidote picking up mid, but that's not going to be the case anymore because the A side, they are towards A main. There's 3 players over here, and there's Hevan and Rexy coming up towards B lane so that they can come up mid as well. For the moment though, it's a little bit of a split here from Godlike, and now it looks like they're going to be gathering up towards Catwalk, and yes, it's going to be
30 seconds
an A hit coming here from Godlike. Whether or not it's going to be INAZUMA holding it is the question, as we're going to see it in just a few seconds. The information coming out from both the sides of the teams over here. Flash coming in. It's going to be Antidote gets the first. Deathmaker to get the second on the Cone. SK wow spamming to the smoke is not going to find anything. And now the B-bomb side, the A side is open, and the plant is going to go down any second now. Deathmaker just going to be waiting for that heal coming in from Antidote as soon as it is in his hands. SK wow on the other side of this wall, who fired up. It's going to be SK wow who finds Hevan, and 4v3, Godlike Esports. Okay, Rexy makes it easier for them. Gets 1, but Fired Up gets back in return. And now in the 3v2, the revive is available on Antidote, but he doesn't need it because all he needs is a gun to take down Fired Up. And he gets the revive anyway going though. Rexy is back online, and this Recon is going to spot out SK Wow down to 29 HP. All he needs is 1 bullet in his body from the side of Godlike, and they're going to take him down. And that's okay. SK Wow, he takes down Flex though. Now, not a lot of heal going in his favor, but Antidote is gonna shut him down as soon as possible. And that's gonna be another round in the favor of Godlike Esports. Now, back and forth we go, ladies and gentlemen. Godlike Esports are getting a good fight from the side of INAZUMA. And you know what? It's turning out to be quite a match, isn't it, Floki?
It most certainly is, but this is one of those times where INAZUMA starts striking back. Just when we start counting them out, they're gonna pull out a round. I don't know from where, but Yeah, I'm not too sure if they're gonna do this one, how they're gonna do it, because fired up, he could probably drop a few sheriffs to his teammates if need be, but he's choosing to hold on to his money for now, presumably saving up for that operator. We have seen some nasty shots from Nightzera with that sheriff before, but this time around he's working with the classic, so no real threats there. And Godlike, whether they want to go B, whether they want to go A, whether they want to go mid, the map's completely open for them. But SK Wow is gonna pop his ulti and maybe look to get something going here for the side of INAZUMA. Not gonna find anyone though just yet.
Yeah, okay, SK, just like you said, he is gonna find one kill. Heaven goes down, and now Godlike do not have any smokes to play with. They do not have any sort of controller that they can get into angles with and send that maker into. But for now, SK, wow, he's feeling himself. He wants another kill. He's going up towards A main, and oh boy, he's creeping up. Flex might just be caught off guard here. Yes, he will. He's gonna take it and immediately dissipate off, not giving Antidote a chance to even peek out and see where he was standing. And one by one, SK Wow is pulling apart Godlike Esports, which will probably put another round on the board for them unless Deathmaker, Rexy, and Antidote can pull out something. This combination of these two players is absolutely deadly.
30
And
seconds
Antidote
left.
is creeping up. Oh boy. Antidote, okay. He misses the first spray though of that classic burst. And he gets the second one
enemy
going.
remaining.
Fired up gets Rexy completely in a very... Okay, that was a very weird position to be not looking towards mid. Deathmaker now left in a 1v4. They know where he is. They're probably
10
going to come
seconds
for the
left.
hunt over here after the timer goes out. He has the operator. Oh, look at this. The charge coming in. Deathmaker can hear it. He's gonna go for the... Okay, Deathmaker.
God.
He gets a collateral. He does not get a third. Fired up is waiting over there. I think he got a little bit too... You know, he was very cautious about his position, about where they could come from. Did not expect anyone coming flank from a main. But Deathmaker, wow. I mean, look at this. Even INAZUMA players are having a laugh about that.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, I told you, even before the round started, that this is the round where INAZUMA start pulling back and, remind us that they're not to be underestimated. And they certainly did a good job with that. I mean, huge credits to SK Wow for being able to find those two opening frags that set up the side of Team INAZUMA. And Godlike, they couldn't really check all those angles at once, and Omka was able to find that third kill, which really sort of set things in stone for them and enabled them to win that round, thanks to SK Wow's heroics. And now it's going to be the side of Godlike going on a bit of an eco with Sheriffs and Coast to work with.
Standing ahead.
Gone wants to know where they are, but they're nowhere towards mid as all 5 players looking to go up in B main and just quickly get the plant down and have some money in the next round. And there you go. Deathmaker, the push is going to come through straight through that switch area so that he can close the door off and seal the site off. Deathmaker, the alarm bot is going to spot him out. That turret does a fair bit of damage to him. Nice, takes him out, but Rexy answers back with the Sheriff and blows his head clean off. The lockdown is available at the ready. So, not available on the side of Team INAZUMA. So this Killjoy ult has to be respected unless they can push in now and take it out. They are all going to be detained over here, and they will make their... Oh my god, 3 of the players have ended up being detained.
No, look at this.
Absolutely
Rexy.
insane.
Rexy.
Oh my God.
No, you absolute
Player
beast.
standing.
I mean, he does go down, but INAZUMA, they don't know what just happened. And look at this. It's gonna be Flex who's gonna tag him down to 29 HP as he was a few rounds ago, and Antidote will just take him out with one shot of that ghost. And Godlike Esports, I mean, blowing my mind right here.
Man, lambs to the slaughter. That's what that was. I mean, they didn't respect the lockdown coming in from Godlike Esports, and they got punished heavily for it. Rexy being able to find 3 with the Sheriff.
I don't know what
Absolutely
happened there.
insane. Look at this beautiful shot. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know what happened there because I mean, you would have seen that lockdown going down, right? And
Yep.
you would be thinking, okay, we don't have the Sova ultimate. We don't have anything else to counter it with because we cannot even put shock darts because he's used it up. So maybe we should get out of the range of that. But instead, 3 players actually get detained. And that just works out in the favor of Godlike. And now again, things are working out in favor of Godlike as Deathmaker and Antidote. It doesn't matter who's in front of them. They're just going to be taking down players one by one. Rexy adding on to that. 3 players already down in the first 20 seconds of the round. Rexy taps another head off, looking for his third. Godlike picking up momentum slowly but surely. Omka will get one in return though. No flawless round coming in for Godlike Esports, but it doesn't matter because it looks like they've already sealed up this round.
Yeah, the bomb should be going down on B. They should be hunting down this operator. You can see Haiwan already making his way from A main, and life's not going to be very easy for Omkar. I mean,
yeah.
it's kind of upsetting that as soon as INAZUMA win their eco round somehow and manage to pull it back, Godlike respond with an eco round win of their own. So
Yeah.
kudos to them for being able to do that. But it's going to be match point here for the side of Godlike going into the next round, and this means the only option that the side of INAZUMA have is overtime, and I don't think
Yep.
this match is going to go to overtime.
Yeah, probably not. But you know what? At the moment, Omkar, you know what he is? He's a piece of pizza that all these players of Godlike are very hungry for. They're gonna get his hands on him. It's gonna be Deathmaker unless Omkar can say, no, I must hit. No. Heaven's gonna be the one to eat him up. And he's been hungry for that because he was the first one to come into aim, and just like you said, Floki. And now I'm gonna order a pizza from Domino's.
Well,
I just
really
got
made me hungry, but that's all right. I mean, kind of wish I had a pizza right now, but curry pakoda for the win. For the time,
yes.
yeah, that's gonna be my dinner. Don't judge me, but for the time being, Godlike, match point for them and the Cosmic Divide to work with. So it certainly can do a lot over here. And Rexy just 1 point shy of his ultimate, and Antidote 2 points shy of his ultimate. So Godlike also have some more ultimates coming through, but same time you have to worry about the lockdown that Nixer has available in this round. They take him out at the start. This could be amazing. SK, wow, gonna go out, find a pick, but get instantly traded out by Deathmaker, evening things up for his team.
Yeah. For the moment, it is a little bit of a slow play here from Godlike. They're changing it up again from the last round. And now there is one judge available towards that, garden position, Floki. And that could mean a lot if Godlike sometime decide to go towards that position, because fired up, we've seen him with this weapon before, and he's caused damage all right. Question is whether he's going to be able to do it this time, whether he's going to get the opportunity to do it this time. They are aware of it. Deathmaker is constantly having a look at that position, but it is nothing that he's going to get at all in terms of information, because the mid position is where he's going to be pushing up. And oh boy, there is somebody who is keeping a lookout towards that push towards the the defender spawn side, and it is Korn. The smoke, he should be seeing it coming out. Nightzera is towards here on the B side, and the market door is going to go down. The P comes in, but Deathmaker is going to be the kill. Yeah, Deathmaker is going to be the one who gets a kill. What? Deathmaker, hello?
I'd like to report a robbery. Deathmaker just stole Korn's life there through the smoke. He had no idea that he should be there. The only information that he had that a shock dart was used from where that smoke was, but I don't think that should justify that shot coming in. And once again, deja vu for the side of INAZUMA as this this lockdown comes through. Omkar tries to be the hero for his team, but is not gonna get that kill, and it's just gonna be fired up with the Phantom.
Yeah, I mean, how much longer do you think he's gonna survive? This is okay. The turret's gonna spot him out, and that's it. Okay, and that's it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Godlike Esports showing their dominance. 13-7. Those last few rounds absolutely crazy by Deathmaker and every person on that team of Godlike, actually, because they went aggressive, they kept passive, they went towards mid, they went A main, they went B main, they went everywhere, and INAZUMA had absolutely no answer. And wow, what a performance by that man. Like I said, Deathmaker, if you don't stop him, you're not going to be able to get this win into your hands, because look at him. He was at the top of the server. 24 kills for him. And Deathmaker, if he goes in the second map with the same form he has right now, I don't think it's going to be that, that difficult for them, because Godlike Esports, they might just steamroll over this team of INAZUMA.
Yeah, INAZUMA, it didn't seem like they had an idea of what's coming. But let's have a look at the highlights and see exactly what went wrong for INAZUMA, because that's going to give us a much better perspective to sort of maybe criticize the performance and also pick apart what Godlike did, because like I was mentioning earlier, Godlike had a great defensive half. I mean, sure, it was only 7-5, but the way they played it was really good in terms of just giving their opponents this false sense of security and switching things up on the defensive side, which can get a little static if if something has worked for you on the defensive side, you're not too keen on changing it. But they changed it every now and then and paid dividends for them. Godlike Esports, I mean, I thought they were good on defense, but then it turns out they're also even better on offense.
Yeah.
But INAZUMA, they certainly showed that they can take these wins and that they have the confidence necessary to take on Godlike. The team play and The communication and the strategy and the tactics between them, though, I'm not too sure about that. They're yet to prove it. But maybe he even can, shed some new light on how INAZUMA can take down godlike esports.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that they were not successful in doing this time was shutting down Deathmaker. But you know what, if Loki, I gotta say that did not matter this time as much because, as much as they did, there were some times where they got Deathmaker completely, in positions where he felt uncomfortable and he had to go down. But even then, that man got kills. But the other person that I would like to give credit to is there was that man on the screen right there that is Rexy, because his hold with that killjoy is just amazing. He was the second top fragger for the team, and he did absolutely everything required for his team to get those kills, to get that, shutdown coming in, to, not let INAZUMA get anything towards that A-shot position or wherever he played. We've seen him play Sova, and now we know that he can even play the Sentinel role, especially Killjoy, because my oh my, that guy, he contributes a lot to his team's success. But for right now, guys, we're gonna go in towards for a short break because we got another huge banger map coming in for you. Godlike Esports did win the first map 13-7, but it's only going to be for INAZUMA to play in as they will look to pull us towards the third map. We're going to be back after this short break and these words from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Esports Club Gauntlet Valorant Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Floki. Joining me for this one's going to be Universe. The first match went, or rather the first map went in favor of Godlike Esports. It happened on Ascent, like always. And for the second map, we're going to be moving towards Haven, which some say is Godlike's strongest map. So I'm not too sure what I'm expecting over here. INAZUMA, they did seem like they had life, at least on the attacking side when they were playing on Ascent, but as soon as it switched to them being on defense, it just fell apart like a house of cards. So I'm not too sure what I can expect on Haven, which is where Godlike are actually starting on the attacking side. Maybe you can fill us in on that, Universe.
Yeah, I mean, this is like you said, Floki. This is the side of Godlike Esports who have been very comfortable with Haven, especially because of the fact that they love that one map for just one and one thing only, and that is to get Deathmaker into attacking positions because of the 3 bomb sites and the amount of corners that he could just crawl up into with the timings and with controller setting up him is just how it is. Haven is such a beautiful map for Godlike Esports, and the way they just it's like a synchronized opera show that they have on this map, because there's music notes going on one end, there's music notes going on the other end, and by the time you know it, is just all over a complete harmony, like Beethoven made it, and Godlike Esports are just that harmony. But for now, we're going to see the harmonization of their agents, because Deathmaker is switching things up and he's going to give up the Jet to Antidote, as we would always see him on this map. And finally, a double duelist setup coming in for Godlike. And looking on the other side, though, there's not any changes at the moment, is there? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They're probably going to have the Sage. That's the one change you might see the side of INAZUMA make. Sage, of course, famous for being able to wall off that garage position or that, B area if you really want to do so. So, yeah, this is a wise decision from the side of INAZUMA. They know they're going to be starting out on defense. So just bolstering that with some more Sentinels is pretty good. You have Killjoy who can lock down one side. You have Sage who can block off another. So it makes the life a lot easier. But then again, it's Godlike you're going up against. So life is going to be hard no matter what you do. And to be honest, I am not sure if these 2 Sentinels are going to be enough for the side of INAZUMA. But hey, I'm more than happy to be proved wrong. I'm more than happy to see more contenders for that top spot in the Indian Valorant scene. So let's see what INAZUMA are made of. Let's see if they can beat Godlike on their home turf on Haven, as we slowly but surely start moving into the map. I'm looking out for Fired Up. I'm hoping that we get to see this man do some crazy plays with the Jet, with the Operator, and with the knives.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting to see whether INAZUMA can pull back this second map, which is the pick of Godlike. And okay, Heaven. He's okay. Is he going to be playing the rest of the game like that?
I am not too sure.
Heaven, I think he's just resting up a little bit. Okay, the game is about to begin. Heaven, better get up on your seat because the round has started, my friend, and now it's going to be fired up for walls of garage, like you said earlier, Floki, but the wall is going to go down immediately. Flex is going to get information as to whether garage is clear for Antidote, and if Deathmaker to walk in is going to be for the moment. No, fired up comes back and he gets one. Rexy gets one back in return, but Omkar is going to immediately take him down in return. And now Heaven, okay, taps the turret, but instead he's going to tap Nightzera's head immediately after hiding from that turret. And Omkar, He knows somebody's here, but Flex has already taken over the C side. Antidote stuck, dashes away, and now is in a very tight corner. But it doesn't matter because in the C side is where the action's happening. Flex and Omkar charging bullets again, and it's gonna be Kone who takes an Antidote. Flex now in a 1v2, no HP to his name, does not get anything more. Omkar, start of the show for this round at least, gets a 3k, and INAZUMA again winning the first pistol round.
Yeah, a little bit of deja vu here for INAZUMA, but I hope it's not complete deja vu because that would just mean they end up losing here. For the time being though, GODLIKE Esports, they did have a pretty good entry towards that C side with Heaven finding that first skill, but they showed their hand a bit too early. You know, lots of players just rushing up garage. The rotations came in, and it seemed that GODLIKE were pretty much pinched on the map at that point. Had no choice but to plant C. And they didn't even have garage control while they were trying to do that. So Evan ended up dying while he was planting. This time around, though, SKY with the Marshal in his hand. Let's see what he can accomplish here. And there you go. Flex is going to be taken out. That's the point of the Marshal. Don't really buy armor on these eco rounds. That Marshal, it's just as good as the operator in these sorts of situations.
Absolutely. For the moment, it's gonna be Spectres going about for Kone, but Deathmaker's gonna immediately trade off of Antidote's kill over there. And SK, wow, he knows where he is, and he's gonna pull out the Ghost though. There was a bit of an awkward exchange of fire between Nike and Rexy towards that garage position, which brought down Rexy to a 9 HP. And now he's treading lightly because he does not have anything. He has absolutely no life in his body. Okay, make that Heaven along with him. They're on a combined of 21 HP, and all they need both is one bullet. It can go through one's body to the other, and they will still both die. For the moment, though, they are alive, and miracles are known to happen. So, GODLIKE Esports, surprises at the very best, but I don't think INAZUMA gonna let that happen because look at this flank coming in from SK. Wow, he's gonna give it a lot of information for his team. Deathmaker, the only one with HP for his team, he's gonna have to do something over here, but it's not gonna work out because Lakhs is gonna take him down, and Omkar to shut down the last one standing. Heaven, the IGL, had 12 HP, couldn't do anything but just spray a few bullets from his classic and not connect any one of them, and in the end goes down. Another round on the board for Team INAZUMA, second one on the board, heading into the bonus round now. Will be facing off the high heavy weaponry that's going to be coming in from GODLIKE Esports. How do you think they're going to go about this, Loki? Do you think they're going to be able to manage to win a bonus round over here?
I mean, if they decide to do what they did in that first round once again on C, I think it's going to work because their C defense is not looking too good right now. It's only going to be Omkar playing that C side with the help of his smokes, and it's not enough. There is a stage you could rotate, but she's going to be walling off mid first. And Garage has been left completely open, so no one's going to be playing that position. This might just come back to bite them in the butt. But they should be rotating towards that Garage position once they see no one outside B. And there you go, Omkar just trying to jiggle and see if he can spot out any one of these players. He sees two and he sees a drone, so there you go, he should know what's happening. His first is going to just shrouded step out of the side so he stays alive and then drop his smokes. So he can start helping out his teammates just dissect the side. Deathmaker. And use that hot touch to buy some time for the plant, prevent them from pushing up. An Antidote. Maybe playing behind the double box to make sure that he has some way of helping out his teammate. Flex actually did a lot of damage. I think that was the shock dart that got him there. But Rexy playing alert. Here's the footsteps, takes down Nikesaran, and that's going to be a very important kill going his way. Cypher Cage to help him get the hell out of there. The recon dart going to be instantly destroyed. No information relayed over, so that could work with Antidote. Gonna take out Violet. Phone fires back. No, and Antidote finds 3 somehow, getting unchecked for that entire duration. I'm not too sure what happened, but the communication was not on point from the side of INAZUMA. And now Rexy lurking from the shadows. Somehow he's gonna flick to SK Wowzer and get that kill in the bag as well. GODLIKE. They might have lost the first 2 rounds, but they always answer back on the buy rounds.
Yep, absolutely. And look at Rexy, that first kill that he got onto Nikesaran was the most important one for this round, at least in my opinion, because then they had to worry whether Rexy is going to be coming in from garage. They had to look where or not they could go. They couldn't come on the flank anymore, and that caused them to funnel in towards garage because Antidote had a control of, defender side spawn, and garage was the only position that they had to go towards because there was nowhere else to go, and that was all GODLIKE needed so that they could get this round going, and they did so well. GODLIKE Esports put up the first on the board. Omkar spots the head, gets tagged on 37 instead of getting a kill himself. And Antidote is going to get a kill on the other side of the map though. Nightzera got a little too cheeky with his positioning, got up towards a shot, and now the rotation has been called in as due for that reason. And the B bomb side though, look, he's currently open, but I don't, Godlike probably don't know that at the moment, because the C side is where they're hitting. Omkar takes down the Antidote rushing in, but Deathmaker is going to immediately trade him off. And now, not that usual of VC, Deathmaker playing on Phoenix. He picks up the raise mostly, but he's doing the job for his team over here. The bomb will go down all the way on backside next to double boxes. And look at SK, wow, he's still holding on to this operator towards a link. I don't think there's anything that INAZUMA can do here except for save their weaponry for the next round. Because, it is Godlike Esports who are winning this one for sure. Because we can see INAZUMA are backing all the way off.
Yeah, they want to try and save the little weaponry that they have into the next round and hopefully do some damage with it. 4v3 situation, not very doable, especially on a map like Haven. It's going to be a little bit hard for them to find some exit frags because they're not in the best of position. But look at Rexy, he's actually sneaking up to maybe try and find a few more kills to make this round hurt a bit more for INAZUMA. I don't think he's going to find anyone though. Heron does, however. He finds Cone. And Esquivel just looking to take that operator into the next one. And Heron knew. He actually knew that there was Esquivel hiding there. But Esquivel, a little bit too alert, moved away and then gets spammed down from the boxes, from the boxes as a result.
Yup, absolutely. And Godlike, another run on the board. And a lot of economical damage going towards the way of INAZUMA. Hevan putting up on that damage. He got that one kill that was needed, and now INAZUMA will have a pretty uneven buy because they did have two weapons. SK Wow still has the operator in his hand from the last round, and he's gonna make good use of it this time though. Coming on towards the C side, he gets Deathmaker's life for himself. And Cone, look at him, he's just peeking on towards A long, but he's not gonna find anybody because there's nobody there. Godlike now have to play a little bit carefully. But I'm not sure if they're aware that they haven't forced into this round. They have sheriffs across the board. And Godlike, they're playing a little bit slow over here. And they're going back again towards C, where SKY was initially spotted. And he took the life of Deathmaker. And now Flex is challenging him and he's going to get taken down. I didn't know why that wasn't necessary because they shouldn't have even come towards the C side once they knew the operator was here. They could have gone anywhere they wanted to, but they want to challenge him. And now Rexy, Rexy. He's in the corner. He can get damage done. But is SK Wow holding on the operator on the other side? Rexy's gonna peek out. SK Wow spots him. He's gonna save the life of his teammate. Nightzera will get a sheriff headshot for himself. And Heaven, not knowing what happened to his team, is looking around B mid and fired up. Will shut down Heaven to get a flawless round coming in for his team. And my oh my, INAZUMA, what a performance this round.
Yeah, well played by them. That semi-eco working off of them brilliantly as they relied on the operator to do work, to do magic, and that it did. 3k for SK Wow in that round as I'm not too sure what happened there, Godlike. They were a little bit too eager to push towards that C site, but they didn't really drone, they didn't really do anything that would have given them any info. And just peeked out raw like that, and Deathmaker sort of bit the dust as a result. And now, it's going to be the side of Godlike who are working with Sheriffs, so they make a quick play towards A main. At least Deathmaker and Antidote too, but they don't really find anyone. Cone, more than ready for this push, but he's probably going to try to scout things out with the help of his Owl, and Esquivel is going to find Antidote to start things off. Still completely healthy. The Omen TP to scout things out is going to be cancelled. Maybe it was just to fake them out and scare them a little bit. And Hewan lurking up towards C. This is where this man likes to go. Every single round where his team is on a bit of an eco and Nikes that are holding his position is gonna get one tap by Hewan. What a piece of kill. Without that Guardian, Omkar's gonna go down. The side busted completely open by Hewan. And now the spike rather should go down certainly as INAZUMA find themselves in a 3v4 situation.
Yeah, I mean, the IGL doing the work for his team over here and playing as a duelist gets that beautiful 2-tap kill for himself, and now fired up on the other side of this tripwire. He's gonna take it off and Flex is gonna know where he is, and he's gonna take him down with the sheriff. And no problemo over there. Deathmaker's run it back was taken down by Kone, but it's not gonna matter much because in INAZUMA, all they're gonna find is that one Deathmaker's run it back and nothing else. SKO again forced to save this operator as Godlike Esports pull it back to a 3-3 now. And INAZUMA have 2 weapons to their name, and Heaven's going on the hunt again. Look at this, he's jumping around, but he's gonna get taken down. He got the knife out in his hands, didn't expect SKO to be peeking out there, and Kone, yeah, he's gonna be safely tucked on towards that A bomb site. And yeah, that's gonna be another round for Godlike Esports. And yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, Floki, because so far so good. This game has been going either way, hasn't it?
Yeah, most certainly. Look at the expression on Hewan's face, by the way. Complete stoicism. That man just opened that round up for his team, but has absolutely no expression whatsoever on his face. It's just a regular Tuesday for him. And Godlike Esports certainly managed to impress us with that round being in their bag, with that round being put in their bag. But this time around, Godlike, they're gonna once again make a play towards the A main area. Antidote's gonna start pushing out and look to find someone. Gonna clear out every single angle. Heaven, under Heaven, Cubbies and whatnot. And oh my god, Rexy is gonna find SKO in a bit of a cheeky position as SKO, I'm not too sure he was attempting to do there, but he exposed himself completely and got taken out. Antidote's gonna find fired up. That was a huge kill from Rexy, and he got the neural theft off as well, so that just set up the plant perfectly for the side of Godlike Esports.
Absolutely, it did, and it was just perfect. That timing, because that's all Antidote and Deathmaker needed to get into that bomb site, right? And Rexy found it at the most opportune moment. He pops that neural theft, and the side of A was open, and just like that, it's also completely cleared out. Flex gets the last kill, and Godlike getting another round on the board and leading in this half for the first time. Godlike, they have put up quite a bit of show in that first map, but they're seeming to have a little bit of a tough time on the second map in Haven, aren't they, Floki? Because, you know, it's going back and forth for them. They are in the lead currently, but INAZUMA, you know, they've also put up 3 rounds on the board, and they're not behind at all.
Yeah, they most certainly aren't. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, and INAZUMA can certainly pull it out. Pull off another round for themselves if SKR gets a little bit more creative. And that's exactly what he's doing. You can see this time around he's going to be using that operator towards Aiming, but Deathmaker's ready for him with the Vandal. That one tap is going to feel so satisfying. And now the A side busted wide open. The backup has arrived, but it's only going to be the Sage. And Cohen, a lot on his shoulders. Fight is going to find that first kill on Antidote, though. And there you go, the shock dart. Deathmaker's not going to eat any damage as he deployed that firewall and got the hell out of there in time. And now, Godlike, once again, it's going to be down to Hewan. If he can find these opening picks, then he can pull this round back for his team. But I don't think he's going to anticipate the position of Naixera, who is playing a bit of a cheeky angle, as he was last time around as well. And Rexy wasn't able to find anything either this round, so be a bit of a difficult one. But the Astral Divide comes through. This might set things up for them. Deathmaker gonna get eliminated by Naixera. Can he find a second one? No, he cannot. Rexy trades him out. Cypher Cage gonna be deployed in both of those places. And Nanoswarm's not going to come through because the Killjoy is dead. Plant is gonna go down.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and with that, it's gonna be Godlike who have put themselves in a 3v3 position, a little comfortable for the moment, and it's gonna be a little more comfortable because Heaven gets another, but Omkar is gonna immediately trade him out to pull back to a 2v2. Fired up, gives up his position by getting stripped by the wire, and now in a 1v2, Flex is gonna spray him down through that smoke, and it is gonna be Godlike asserting their dominance furthermore as they get a little bit more comfortable with their position, putting up a 5th on the board, and Godlike, yeah, they're gonna be definitely, you know, feeling good at this point because they got this round pretty good. And Heaven, the architect of this round, you know, this is the 3rd or 4th time that he's creeping up towards C, and he calls up his teammates. He sets up the kills. He gets everything done for his team, and they get the round in the end. And Heaven doing quite a bit of work over here towards the C side, isn't he, Floki?
Yeah, I think that's called carrying, and that's what Heaven has been doing for the last few rounds. But
absolutely.
This time around, it might be a little bit different because it's the Sheriff's in hand on the side of INAZUMA, but they're not going to find anything as Antidote finds a sick headshot. But SK Wow waiting on backside with his knives out. Antidote's going to quickly put an end to his plans. And now, Godlike Esports complete control of that C side. The spike should be going down. Flex is going to be there to fetch it. And yeah, I wonder if they save on the side of. Okay, no, they don't have any weaponry. Maybe except for Cone. Maybe Cone saves here, but I'm pretty sure that Fired Up is going to try to do something cheeky with that Sheriff of his.
Yeah, I mean, he probably will go for one, maybe two exit frags. He might just find one at the very best, but I doubt whether he's gonna find any more. He will be in this garage position for as long as possible, and he's gonna just try to hold out these godlike players for as long as he can, because Cone is at the very other edge of this map where godlike are currently present. They're not going for the hunt already. They haven't done anything except for Rexy, who is towards mid, and as soon as oh, look at this, he's got the camera, and never mind, it's not gonna matter because Deathmaker's gonna take him down himself, and the bomb's gonna go. So the spike's gonna do, detonate any second now, and the one weapon that they have in their hand right now, INAZUMA, is this Vandal, and that is all they're gonna have to work with in the next round. And for now, though, Godlike Esports have at least secured this half to at least level terms. They can finish this 6-6. So I would say that is, that's something that they would have at least hoped for at the very least, wouldn't they, Floki?
Yeah, they should have a buy coming into this round. SK Wow, though, he's gonna go for the operator with no shields at all. So that's gonna make life a little bit interesting for them. I'm not sure if SK Wow has considered the possibility that he might be one-shotted by the Phantom as well, but yeah, he's gonna take that risk regardless. There's gonna be Vandals majority on the side of Godlike, and look at that Hunter's Fury coming through right at the round start. He's gonna tag up two players and give them a fair amount of information, but that just invites Deathmaker to pop his run back and somehow find SK. Wow, that's the operator down here on the side of INAZUMA. He's gonna just tank the alarm bot with his stubble, and Hairwan's gonna find Nixera elsewhere. Once again, the C side just so vulnerable on the side of INAZUMA. Fired Up is gonna find a trade. Rexy goes down, and Fired Up has the resurrection at the ready, but there's no player that's dead in a good position for him to revive here. And there you go, Hairwan might just catch Cone off guard. Yep. And there you go, he's gonna find that kill and make it a 4v2 for his team.
And okay, Omkar pulls one back though, and INAZUMA, okay, the revive comes in. I think they're going for this, but Antidote is gonna shut down their plans because he gets fired up, and his revived teammate SK Wow is over here. Antidote has to take out his counter jet, and he will, just too good with that rifle. But Omkar seems like he was a little bit better at that certain point. Takes him down, and in 1v2 situation, he looks like he wants to go for it, but he does not have the time. No luxury of time available for him, and he's gonna have to save the operator that has been dropped towards the mid position. He's gonna pick it up. He's gonna go all the way towards A-bomb side to save it. Godlike, they're getting another round on the board. 7 now, and a comfortable lead for them at the moment. And oh, Deathmaker, nah, he's not gonna go there. He's not gonna find anything. But what is gonna be at the moment is Godlike getting that dominance onto the C bomb side. I want to talk to you about that, Floki, because that is really, really important, isn't it? Because the number of times Hairwan has exploited that C side is just ridiculous. They're just leaving it open every single time. What do you think INAZUMA need to do here? Because I don't think they're finding an answer to what Hairwan's doing over there.
I think they need to change things up. They probably need to have the SOA and Jet play towards that C, because that's what found success earlier on in the round. I remember the round that they won with the operator. The hero operator play was where the SOA was playing towards C. And you can see Hairwan once again trying to do sneaky stuff with the help of that callback star, as it gives him cover for 2 seconds. He's able to get out of that cubby. And okay, this is a very good position for Omkar. He actually did not get revealed there by the Cypher traps. And Antidote, he's gonna make the most of this. Go to the baseline, plant it down. A lot of bullets being spammed back and forth, but no kills being found just yet. As the side of INAZUMA failed to find anything. They only have sheriffs in their hand. Omkar gonna take out that tracking dart. And Cone's gonna scout things out with the help of his drone, but he's not gonna see Antidote. Oh my god, he loses that fight to Omkar, who finds that kill, but Hairwan's there to trade him out. To stop the bleeding right then and there. And now Nixera gonna get blasted off by Deathmaker, but he pulls out his hot hands at the wrong time. And now it's down to Rexy. It did go off though, so he was gonna burn and die regardless, but SK Wow. Operator in his hand, can he find the kill? No! The shot at Hairwan, but fired up. He's gonna find one. Can he find the second one, Hairwan? Nope, he is not gonna be able to do so. He might just end up dying to the spike over here. And yep, that's the decision he's gonna make, so he has money, but hey. Evan,
Again.
Again, okay. He is also
Last
gonna
round
sacrifice
before the
his
switch.
life to the spike. Not too sure why that's the case, but hey, he has a lot of money to work with, so that's okay.
I mean, you know, he is the big brain IGL, so I'm pretty sure there was a pretty valid reason behind that, yeah. Hevan, he has been working for his team so far, and it has been going their way. 8-3 now, and it is gonna be at least a minimum 8-4 that might just go in their favor as they move into the defensive side. But the question is whether they're gonna be able to do it, because SK Wow now is towards his A side position, A long, and he is peeking out to get some kills for his team. He's not gonna find anything because there's nobody there. Deathmaker spamming that Sage wall, and Cone is gonna get some information for himself. Antidote again looking to plant this spike on B. He has a smoke down, and SKY spots him, but it doesn't matter because he's not gonna get that kill. And it's gonna be Antidote who's gonna get the spike going down and dashes immediately out. And now the retake coming in. It is the Killjoy ultimate, the lockdown that has come in so that they can go and get this retake coming. But Flex is not going to be able to successfully take her down, and that's going to cost his team. Players have been detained out of 4, and Nixit and Omkara are just going to get a lot of kills over here. And Deathmaker, there's nothing he can do because the spike is defused, and the half goes 8-4.
Standing.
And still all the way in the field. I don't think this is what they expected because
Switching sides.
Yeah.
Flex, I'm not quite sure what happened with that Hunter's Fury over there.
Yeah, he completely whiffed on that Killjoy ult, and that's probably a round that Godlike Esports should have won, but at least they have money going into this one, so they're gonna be able to buy up again. Okay, never mind, it's gonna be a side switch, so it didn't really matter. But still, 8 rounds on board for Godlike is not bad, but it should have been a 9-3 half for them. I mean, I'd say they got robbed a little bit there. Unfortunate, but hey, everyone makes mistakes from time to time. We're all human after all, so today it was Flex's turn, unfortunately. This
And
side
also-
switch up though is gonna be very interesting. I see a course drop towards Detonator with shields, but you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, was that the first time we saw a Killjoy ultimate being used from the side of INAZUMA in the entire half?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's what I was looking out for because, they did not have a chance to use it at all because of Godlike's, dominance. But for the moment, it's going to be INAZUMA who needs to assert dominance over here. And Rexy is going to be the first recipient of that. And so is Antidote going to be the second. Evan chimes in back, though. He gets one in the form of SK. Wow. Spamming through the smoke. Nobody there to receive it, though, because the A side is where the side of INAZUMA are hitting. They've got this side all open to themselves. Flex, the first man who's going to be here to get some sort of response coming in is not going to be able to do anything except for the shock dart, I guess, which is going to connect. It's going to give a little bit of a chipping damage, and 58 HP is all fired up is left to it. The smoke goes down, and now Flex is trying to get something done from this heaven position, but is not going to find anything because they're all tucked into corners where they're not going to be visible to his eyes. The recon is there from the opponent Sova. Deathmaker trying to push in. He knows where one is. He's spamming. He gets one. Heaven gets another. Kwon gets 2 in return though. And he shuts out this round for his team. 8-5. INAZUMA pull back the second pistol round in their favor.
Yeah, and this most certainly should be an 8-6 half, or at least an 8-6 situation here from the side of INAZUMA because they have money going into this one. Of course, courtesy of that pistol win, but regardless, Godlike Esports, I'm not too sure what happened there. They lost one of their players fairly early into the round, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure who got caught out there.
it was Rexy.
Yeah, it was Rexy. There you go. Rexy got caught out a bit too early there, and just the defense was kind of just left wide open. Evan, he did what he could, but there's only so much he could do from that position. And this time around, he's gonna play a cheeky angle of his own, give Nixet a run for his money, but it might get scouted out by Cole. Yeah, no, he's actually gonna check the other angle. He gets a good headshot on the jet. SKO takes down, is gonna be going down, but Nixer is gonna find that return kill. There's a Malaf there on side though with a classic triple shot. It's going to be Rexy, and there you go. Deathmaker comes out trying to
no.
He does a lot of damage. A 2v2 situation, a 2v1 rather now in favor of INAZUMA. The shock dart's coming in. Antidote tries
God.
his best, but it's gonna be cleaned up.
I
A
mean,
very close round for INAZUMA, but they put it on board nonetheless.
absolutely. But I don't think Godlike are going to be disappointed with that, are they, Floki? Because that was a lot of damage caused right there. There were headshots across the board, 3 weapons dropped, And now INAZUMA do not have enough weaponry that they can challenge these guns that are going to come out from the side of Godlike, are they? Because look at that, we can see. I mean, although the operator is available on SK WoW, there's there's a ghost. I mean, okay, they've got specters across the board though. Two specters at the very least, and they've got a few rifles, but it's not that great for them because they've Godlike over here have got all that they need to face off against all the weaponry that INAZUMA have. And for the moment, it's gonna be the B side where all the firepower is going to be showcased by INAZUMA as SK WoW is leading the charge over here. The wall goes down for the plant coming in, but it's going to be Antidote who gets the first kill. Kone gets the return, and Rexy pops out to the smoke, gets another, and there's going to be a flurry of trades going back and forth for both these teams. Flex on the other side of this, he found Kone, who was vulnerable but did not finish him off. And they have the utility, they have the weaponry. Deathmaker gets one, puts his team in an advantageous position. Flex is on the other side of this wall right here and fired up though. I don't think he's gonna be able to do much here. Deathmaker gets the penultimate kill. Omkar will go down. Fired up does get Flex, but Deathmaker's gonna just swing at, get his third of the round, and Godlike pull back another round in their favor, putting up the 9th on the board.
Yeah, most certainly. Godlike, great performance by them in that round. Being able to win that buy round was very, very important because they did upgrade 2 rifles on the side of INAZUMA, so it didn't really work out for them as well as they would have liked. Now they're going to be relegated to Sheriffs and not going to be too happy about that, as finding one-taps on this map can be a little bit difficult and a little bit tricky. This is more of a map where you play for those close angles and hope that frenzy of yours does the trick, but let's see what the Sheriffs can do. For the time being, Flex gonna throw a recon dot outside towards that A area, but fired up knows where to look. He's gonna take it down instantly. Deathmaker, he knows where fired up is and spams that position very, very well, but doesn't really find any connection. And a slow approach here from the side of INAZUMA. They've lost a lot of HP on Kone, and Antidote's gonna spot them out. There you go. Deathmaker's gonna find fire up to start things off now. Omkar, throw out some smokes. Just hope that they can get a plant down. And Kone is actually gonna find Antidote. That might open things up for them towards that B side, but Hewan's here, and Hewan's also gonna be taken out by Omkar. Deathmaker gonna peek out, but that's all he's gonna be really good for. He's gonna find SK WoW, make it a 2v3 for his teammates, but it's still not gonna be that easy. And Flex, ooh, so close to eating that shock dart. Kone is extremely low, and there you go, doing his best. Eklavya cosplay is not gonna succeed in finding the kill with that shock dart.
Yeah, he's not
gonna whip, but at least he finds a Vandal, so that's good.
Yeah, for the moment it is all he's gonna have. He does have Rexy to his help over here, but the spike hasn't gone down yet. They were waiting for that kill, and Omkar is gonna give it to his team, and Flex is gonna be spotted out. The spike should be going on any second, but they changed their minds. They're going towards C, and Flex already knows about that. But what he doesn't know is that Nightzera is holding out this corner. He has a suspicion about it, but he's just gonna... Yeah, he's holding on so that he can wait for Nightzera to peek out, but Nightzera knows better to wait for Rexy to move past him so that he can crawl up behind him and get that kill. But no, it's gonna be Flex, who is unharmed by the bullets that were fired by Nightzera. And now in a 1v2, which is pretty much doable for him, he should have his recon coming up in just a second. And as soon as he does, he's gonna fire it towards that copy position. But he's not gonna find anybody there. He's gonna stick it to the halfway point, and he's gonna get taken down by Omkar. And it is INAZUMA answering back in stylish fashion, especially by those 2 kills that came in from Kone with his Sheriff, which were absolutely crucial for them. Put up round number 7 on the board for their team. Wow, I mean, I did not expect that at all, Floki, did you?
I mean, it's INAZUMA. Time and time again, they've shown us that when it comes to buy rounds, they may not know what they're doing, but the eco rounds are on point. Every single time, they just manage to catch Godlike off guard. And Deathmaker, you can see he's knifing that box in frustration because he doesn't know what the hell to do about it. Every single time, he's like, guys, I got 2 kills in that round. Come on, it's not so hard to put it on board. But every single time, Godlike Esports just fall a little bit short. Yeah. But maybe this is the round where Godlike Esports respond and get kills of their own. Deathmaker peeking a bit too early there. That drone is going to be taken out. That should give him an idea that maybe Antidote's here in this position. And there you go. Nightzera with a sick headshot. Nice flash by Deathmaker. He's going to catch both of them off guard in the hot hands. He's going to slow down the push again with the help of that firewall. That turret is also going to be taken out. Interesting stuff. I'm not too sure who that shock that's supposed to find. I think it's supposed to find Flex, but he's going to be A-okay for the time being.
Oh, Heaven. He knows when Nexera is. He's going to tag him down very low, but it's not going to get the kill confirmed. And Omkar is going to get Flex over here with the multitude of kills that were coming in favor of INAZUMA. And Fired Up just adds on to that tally as Rexy goes down. It was an eco round, not too much of harm done for Godlike over here. But in terms of the overall match setup, they are pulling back closer and closer in INAZUMA. On this attacking half at least. 8-4 was the first half scoreline, and now they've at least pulled it back to a 1-round difference. 9-8, Godlike still in the lead. They have the advantage of weaponry, but absolutely no economy on any of their players. But whereas INAZUMA can afford to lose this round and still buy up again, but Godlike will not have the same luxury. And they need to win out this round. And Deathmaker, it's gonna be him getting all the information for his team along with Antidote, who've called out this T-long clearance for his team, and the rotations are coming in, which was completely left open on the A side. And it's gonna be INAZUMA, we're gonna be starting to walk in over here with the Killjoy ultimate coming in as well. Rexy, the only man standing between them and this bomb site, is actually up in heaven, and he's not gonna do the job for his team. It's gonna be Heaven who gets the first kill, but the site is open for grabs for INAZUMA, and the plant about to go down. But Flex, he's gonna take down Nightzera. The Hunter's Fury doing work for his team, and Omkar will get one in return, though Heaven goes down. Still, Godlike Esports in an advantageous position, and Antidote just keeps on increasing their advantage as he gets Omkar down. INAZUMA 2v4 situation, the revive available on Fired Up, but I don't think he's going to be able to go and revive anybody at this point, because Godlike are not going to allow that. They have the spike, they have the man advantage, they have everything that they need. The question is whether they're going to shut it down. Deathmaker says yes so far. He's taking down Fired Up, and he's going to take down SK Wow as well. And Godlike Esports, bit of a scare coming there because they left the A side open. And as soon as Deathmaker gave them that call, Rexy ran all the way back, and somehow that retake came to fruition.
Yeah, Flex displaying exemplary patience there, did not choose to take out the lockdown with the help of his Hunter's Fury, because that would have just made the side of INAZUMA back off. Instead, lets them come on the side, lets them get the plant going, and then uses his Hunter's Fury to get the kill. So great stuff from Godlike Esports, just making sure that they don't take the enemy's misplace and make them their own by doing something that's not necessary. And there you go, SK Wow gonna win that duel. The operator chimes through. Z survives on 45 HP, makes it back, but still a 4v5 situation here for INAZUMA. They have the resurrection at the ready as well.
No,
Deathmaker! Oh my god, he got baited out by that sentry gun, and all of a sudden, it's gonna be Godlike Esports who find themselves in a 3v5 situation. A possible 3v6 if the Sage Resurrection comes through, and
out of charges.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I said this round is not gonna be the easiest for the side of Godlike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that peak from Deathmaker to get out that turret was necessary, because there could be anybody standing on the other side. And okay, Heaven, timing gets the better of him, and he goes down. Nightzera, he's been sitting in this corner since almost the starting of the round, and he's been listening to all of these sound cues. Rexy has his camera on to A. It's not gonna be of any use because he's gonna have to fight towards C and B. Flex and Rexy pull back to 1 kill each, and oh my god, this might just be doable if it wasn't for the low HP on both of these players. Nightzera, he's gonna get spotted out, but he only gets tagged down. Rexy whipping a few shots, and Omkar's gonna go towards A to plant the spike. And I don't quite know what happened there, but Godlike Esports sort of suddenly had this round in their hand for a bit, but it just slipped out of it as soon as it could. And Nightzera down to 30 HP, luckily surviving that barrage of bullets that came down from Rexy towards mid, because if that would have gone down, it would have been a very much doable round for Godlike. For at the moment though, Rexy has a bit of work to do, but Omkar's not going to let Flex do any of that. And Rexy left in the 1v3 is going to go down to Omkar, being his 4th kill of the round. And INAZUMA pull back another round, and back and forth we go again, Floki.
Yeah, once again, INAZUMA doing work as they put this round on board for themselves. Not far behind Godlike Esports, but definitely not ahead of them either. This round should make things even unless Godlike Esports do something creative with the help of their sheriffs and frenzies, but it's unlikely that it happens. I mean, Godlike, this is one of their strongest maps, but for some reason it seems that they're just not able to bring that same level of performance today as INAZUMA certainly having a good job challenging them time and time again and give them a run for their money. Deathmaker this time around, looking to be a little bit cheeky, climbing through the smoke is not going to find anyone. Antidote trying his luck as well. Just going to hit a wall and that's about it. And you can see INAZUMA, they're going to try and make the most of that information and start moving towards C. But there's an early tripwire placed by Rexy, so this should actually alert them and let them know that something's happening here. Can't duck over that, can't duck under that, can't jump over that. Have to take it out. And yeah, they should know that this is a C hit coming through.
Absolutely, and look at this. Godlike has all of their players coming in over here. There's 4 of them on this side, and it's gonna be Deathmaker who gets the flash going, but it doesn't matter because Nine and Omkar are gonna get kills of their own. Rexy will find one in return though, and it's not gonna be any more. Antidote gets one back. Sheriff in his hands does a little bit of work, and he's trying to get something more though. He wants to pick up his one for his team, but he's not gonna be allowed by SK Wow as he just takes him down with an operator. And wow, INAZUMA, they are putting up the work over here, aren't they? In the pick of Godlike, their home map, where we've known for them to be absolutely dominant, like you also mentioned, Floki. Godlike are actually not looking too comfortable on this defensive side.
Yeah, Godlike definitely seem to have some holes in the defense here, but this is a round that they can try and pull it back. I mean, they have shown time and time again that you know, it's their home turf, but for some reason, they just don't have that same level of domination that they always do today. And to switch things up, Antidote, he's going to take his hands on that operator, and he's going to start moving out towards A main, looking for that first pick. Fired up, has the wall ready. I'm not too sure he's pulling it out fire. I'm pretty sure he's just trolling us at this point. But Flex can scout things out with the owl. Should see that mid is somewhat clear for the time being.
Yeah, but okay, Antidote, he gets spotted out and the Hunter Sphere comes in, tags him down to 70. He's gonna dash out the second wave. Oh, he was close to getting taken down though. Antidote surviving, and that is all Godlike need at this point. He will not be receiving any heal either because there is no healer on the side of Godlike. Maybe Deathmaker could heal him if, you know, there was a second Phoenix kind of heal ability for his Molotov. But that's not going to be for Antidote because for the moment, it is the C side that is looking very likely where SK Wow has found a lot of success in the past few rounds. And now Rexy is holding out the cam. He's going to spot him out. He pulls out, Heaven pulls out the gravity pull, but is not going to spam through it. Instead gets one onto Nixera in garage and takes out the recon, puts another star down. Fired up, and the rest of his team are pushing into this side. SK Wow going towards garage with his knives, and Rexy gets 2 of his own. SK Wow, I don't know what exactly he's doing here, but he should have been with his team. Neither mind, he's gonna get one, he's gonna get 2. Timing not in his favor, and Antidote will take him down. The operator takes out the other operator wielder on the side of INAZUMA. I don't know what I just said. I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
oh my god. I got a little excited.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward round here for the side of INAZUMA, taking a bit too much time to push through that C side. A bit of a leisurely stroll through a garden, if I might add, but yeah, if they take that much time, then Godlike certainly can run the clock down and delay them and just win the round off of time. But they are going to have a bye going into this one. It's a very crucial round for them to win because if they don't, they're going to be on an equal, and that's going to be the match point for the side of Godlike Esports. Let's see if they can put this one on board. Deathmaker. I'm not too sure that was a good idea. He actually used a spray, and that actually does come up in the sound feed if I'm not wrong.
It does.
But maybe that's a bait. Maybe that's a bait setup because look where Antidote is positioned for the time.
Oh, he's gonna get spotted out though. Gohan's gonna look at him through that owl drone. And now Antidote is waiting for a peek. Nixera's the closest one to him. He's gonna see that swarm grenade and that shock dart go past towards A shot. And now he's just waiting for a player to walk by. He even sees the recon for sure. And Antidote is being patiently waiting over here. He's gonna spot it out. He does not get baited out. Antidote, you god. He knows exactly what to do. But he's gonna get immediately revived. And Antidote takes him down again. SK Wow must not be feeling good right now. But Antidote absolutely on cloud 9 as he pushed down a cloud himself to get away from that A-long position. And Deathmaker, oh, fired up, creeping up. You can't, no, Deathmaker, no! You can't just hold out a Molotov in your hand and peek out. It doesn't matter though. Antidote is going crazy as he gets 4 of his own. He might as well get an ace or a 6 kill over here.
Left.
But at the moment, this side belongs to the hands of INAZUMA. Fired up though, he's trying to get more, and he will. He gets one. He wasn't off completely. And now Flex, he's gonna take him down. Dawn goes down, does not get the plant going up. And the plant will go down by the hands of Fired Up though. And now a 2v1 situation. Oh boy. Fired Up. You need to be fired up to win this round for your team. He's pushing up close towards CT. I don't they expect this. No, they don't. Evan goes down. And Flex, he catches him off guard as he's fired up, tries to take out the recon. And wow, that was a very, very scary round for Godlike Esports. Antidote gave them such a beautiful lead in terms of man advantage. They almost threw it away because Fired Up pushed up that defender side spawn twice. Floki, and he got successful both the times, and you know, Godlike almost threw that away.
Yeah, bit of a dope there by Deathmaker to have the hot hands out. Wasn't really expecting Fired Up to be that close, but he was, and got punished for it. But Antidote's always there to save the day, man. What a heroic play with that operator, finding 4 kills, 2 on the jet, and then 2 more to follow that up. Just making life so much easier for the side of Godlike Esports, and now match and map point for them. See if they can take this one. Antidote, once again, going to be playing from that same position, but Eskion sneaks past him and he's going to be taken down. Wow. Antidote knows, takes him out. Jiggles knows, says, not today, my son, not today. Heads on the map, though. Cone. Okay, he's going to find the tripwire with the help of his owl. He's going to be taken out by Fired Up. Fired Up, pushing forward, looking to find that opening pick. Maybe open up this B side. But Matchmaker's playing towards Gong, and he's going to go unchecked over here.
Oh boy, this could mean danger or this could mean opportunity, and it looks like it's opportunity for the moment. Deathmaker getting 2, he gets it on his back and gets 1. It's going to be Fired Up who returns the favor though. Nigel is going to take out Deathmakers on his back. He knows where he is, but it's not going to matter because Lexi's there to help him out. And Fired Up, last man standing to get this match for his team. Gets 1 headshot. He has 3 more to find. Deathmaker's going to flash him down. It's going to be Rexy who cleans it up. Godlike Esports put up 13-10 on the board and 2-0 victory coming in the favor. Still a flawless run in the tournament for them. They have not lost a match yet, and you know what? They have done pretty much a lot of work over here, and they seal this victory 13-10. Wow, Godlike Esports. I mean, there were points where you would tell that Godlike almost gave this away, didn't they, Floki?
Yeah, they most certainly did. I mean, Godlike Esports. Every single time, you know, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Godlike are gonna run away with this one. INAZUMA actually managed to pull it back, win some crazy ecos, do some crazy clutches, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's the old reliable that ends up winning the match. It's Godlike who take the game, and a lot of it is, you know, courtesy to Antidote and his heroics in those last few rounds, just taking that operator, posting himself up towards A main and finding those kills. That 4K was absolutely insane. Single-handedly won them that round, at least won them the advantage. But let's go to the match highlights and see exactly what went right for Godlike Esports and what didn't go right for INAZUMA. Yeah, Antidote. He was caught in that position, very unfortunate there in that first pistol round. But INAZUMA, it's almost the same picture again. They win the pistol, they win the subsequent round, but they end up losing the buy rounds where it really matters.
Yeah. And the one thing that did you notice, Floki, is that Godlike actually lost 3 of the 4 pistol rounds that were played across the 2 maps. And that should tell you a lot about how Godlike, you know, if you're another team studying in this tournament, studying the performance of another team in this tournament, you would say that Godlike kind of need to improve on their pistol, don't they?
Yeah. But it seems that they've always been able to compensate for it. I'm not sure if it's just gonna, you know, if they can get away with this against the likes of Global Esports, some better teams here in the Esports Club Gauntlet. But I do think that you're right, and they do need to work on their pistols a little bit because they lost those pistol rounds like I don't know. I mean, I don't have a good ADM for it, but they definitely need to put more on board on those pistols round, because if they don't, then better teams are just gonna carry that momentum forward and yeah, punish them for it. Heron also had some pretty sick moments in this game, I must say. Including him being able to, you know, open things up with the Guardian on that C site. Absolutely nutty stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about because Inazuma gave Heaven so much room to work with. Every time he just crawled up towards that seaside, they just gave it up to him. And even if they didn't, Heaven would just force them to give it up because he would just spam their heads, take them out, and it would work out. Just like this, he spams one head, and even though he gets taken out, it doesn't matter because Godlike eventually won this round. And it was just too good the way they played on the attacking side. But defensively, Godlike needed a bit of more work to be done because Inazuma were giving them, a lot of trouble in very, very different aspects of the game in terms of map positioning, in terms of catching them off guard with utility in their hand, in terms of pushing up and, especially in, timings because that played a lot of favor in this hand as well. But in the end, Godlike, hey, they're going to be happy with this. They're going to go have a good, nice meal. And they're going to be, you know what, guys, we won this. We need to be happy. Move on to the next match. Do not need to worry about anything. Only need to work upon the mistakes that they did today that, gave up a lot of rounds that brought Inazuma up to double digits, up to 10. But hey, apart from that, Godlike, I'm impressed.
Yeah, most certainly. But let's not forget that they did finish the half 8-4 when they were playing on the defensive side, and for some reason they couldn't string together that many rounds when they were on offense. But you know what? I don't need to talk about that because the analysts are going to break that down first. So let's head over to the analyst desk and see what they have to say about this game.
Hey guys, and welcome back. We're here with the analyst desk, and I'm joining both Universe and Floki. What a match! What a best of three! And definitely in the second map, it was a lot closer. Let's talk about everything as a whole. Let's begin with map one.
Yeah.
Who were you? Who were? Okay, when it comes to map one, right? This is the question, right? Who really stood out in map one? Floki. You had something to say, right?
Yeah, I do. I feel like the one who stood out like always has been Deathmaker, but that one
Right.
round that Escobar pulled together with his Phantom and his Empress was just a thing of beauty. I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost as if Inazuma are wired differently. When it comes to regular stuff, they can't really do much, but when it comes to those eco rounds, they have lots of aces up their sleeves, and they certainly showed their hand today. So, yeah, I mean, that's what really stood out to me. The SKO's performance on that arena in that one eco round, and I think that just took the cake.
Right, and at one point, we saw INAZUMA, they did get the first 2 rounds. We can see it here on the highlights, right? But where exactly did they go wrong? Because the scoreline was definitely much larger, like there was a larger gap compared to the second map. Universe, what's your opinion on that?
I think that the first thing that they did not have going in their favor was trying to counter what Deathmaker and Rexy were doing, because these two were absolutely going crazy. As you can see, Rexy, I mean, he was putting on a show for everybody out there, and he was the second top fragger as well on the side of GODLIKE, and he just put on such a good defensive setup when he was defending, especially towards his A-shot position. Like, look at this. Even after he died, he's useful. That's how good Rexy is. Even after he's dead, he can make things work for himself. Yeah. And that's how good Rexy is. And what can we speak about Deathmaker? I mean, that guy, I told in the beginning itself, Apo, that if you don't stop this man, he's just gonna get a train and he's gonna roll over you, and he's just gonna keep rolling over you until there's nothing left. And that's exactly what he did today. First map, he got over 25 kills. Second map, he again got 20 kills. I mean, what more can you expect from Deathmaker? And I think that was the point, because INAZUMA could not stop the force of GODLIKE's Deathmaker and the Antidote or Rexy, and the rest of the team as well. I think that's just what they, that would cause their downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on the topic of, we just spoke about how great Deathmaker is and whatnot. SK WoW from the side of Team INAZUMA, I do believe it is his first, on the side of GODLIKE, right? INAZUMA, SK WoW, and Omkar, both of them, right? How would you say their performance was? Because they really came out in the second map.
Yeah, I felt like SK WoW definitely had his standout moments in the first map itself, and then he also had glimpses of greatness in the second one. The issue is that you can have individual talent. I mean, that's always going to be good. That's always amazing to play around. But if you can't mold that together, if you can't, bolster that with strategy, with communication, with team play, then that individual skill means nothing. I mean, look at Deathmaker, right? Like he just hit that sick collateral shot. But at the end of the day, INAZUMA had just wrapped him around from all sides, so there's nothing he could do. If they have the level of communication and the level of strategy and depth that some of these tier 1 teams have, I'm pretty sure that soon enough INAZUMA would just outshine GODLIKE Esports and some of these other teams here as well in the Esports Club Valorant Gauntlet. But the issue is it's just that the lack of communication and the lack of effective strategy is what seems to be the downfall every single time. Right? Individually, look at them. They get these frags, they do fine, but when it comes to team play, it's not the best in the world.
Oh, right. And what was some of the moments that really blew you away? Because there was some insane plays, like Nightzera out of nowhere with the Sheriff, and then you got Rexy just having a crazy spray down. What was some of your favorite moments, Universe?
I think I'm just gonna point out one, Apple, that there were many for sure. Just like you said, there were many.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna point out actually 2 over here. One was in the map of Haven, where Cone just opened the B side with absolutely nothing but a Sheriff. He got in an eco, like Floki said, they've got all hands on when they're on an eco, and they just pulled out that round to absolute perfection. When GODLIKE had Cone's ability in that one round was just absolute supremacy type stuff, because he got that round for his team, and that was great. But for me today, the highlight is the hacker Deathmaker shot, right?
Yeah.
On Haven, on Ascent, where he just blindly shoots into the smoke. He's like, okay, guys, don't worry, I'm gonna find a kill on the defender. He shoots, he gets it through the smoke, and everybody's just cool with that, because that's just Deathmaker.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Floki?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same moment for me. It's like, oh, who's here inside the smoke? Let me just find out with my operator. Bam, you're dead. Cone is just, removed from the server, contemplating life, wondering what the hell did he do in his past life to deserve this treatment. And GODLIKE, just great performance from them on Ascent as well as on Haven. So,
Right.
yeah, it's definitely them reinstating that, hey, these 2 maps are theirs, they're not to be messed with. But they did look like they bled on offense when it came to Haven. Their offense didn't look that good. They finished the half 8-4. They had to only put up 4 more rounds on board. They lost the initial pistol, won a round, and then proceeded to lose 2 more rounds after that. So Yeah, Inazuma definitely pointed out or found some chinks in the armor of Godlike Esports, and I hope that other teams who are watching this do take note and do note that Godlike definitely have some some openings that can be exploited here.
Oh, right. And, we can move into the group standings, have a quick look at the scoreboard right now because Team Inazuma, unfortunately, they didn't quite take the win. Godlike Esports, however, did. And that just keeps their record clean. They're up there. We watched Force One earlier in the first half, and they took their fourth win. Now, Godlike Esports, they're competing with them right up there. As for Team Inazuma, they weren't able to secure one map, so they're going to stay at 2 points. Now, moving forward into the competition, right? There's still a lot of games to go through. There's still a chance to climb up on the board, right? From Team Inazuma, what sort of improvements or new things you would like to see from them in their next upcoming matches?
Um, I'm gonna say communication. I think that's extremely important, and more than that, concise and clear communication. Because there were times that godlike members just made their way onto the site, and Inazuma just didn't know what the hell is happening. Like, huh? What? Wait, he's here. We just got killed. What the hell happened? You need to sort of communicate in those moments, and I know it gets really hot and heavy when you're practicing in a team environment. But unless you practice that communication, it really is gonna hurt you in the longer run. Like, sure, you might end up winning games off of pure skill or pure individual mechanical ability, but it's only going to get you so far. From here on,
Yeah.
from here onwards, it's about setting up defaults. It's about having some strategy, having certain approaches, and having some rhyme or reason to what you do around the map.
All right. And for Godlike Esports, they must be ecstatic. We were talking about earlier before the match has even begun, right? We were talking about how much momentum they must have, how much energy they're feeling, and whatnot. Universe, how do you think Godlike Esports are going to move forward in this competition?
I think they're going to move ahead undeterred completely, because they do not need to, to think too much about what happened today. I mean, there were a few rounds that, yeah, they need to go back and look at and, think about, okay, guys, we did a small, tiny little mistakes about, positional play and not having these impact frags come in and, how we need to set up defensively, how we need to play out our ecos, how we need to play out our pistols. Yeah, tiny little things like that for sure. But I don't think in the bigger picture that they're gonna have a lot of difference in their gameplay because going up ahead, we still haven't seen them face off Global Esports. We still haven't seen them face off Force One, and those are the other two teams that are currently unbeaten in this tournament, right? So in the Group A at the very least, and for sure somebody's gonna lose there. It's either going to be Force One, it's either going to be Global Esports, or either going to be Godlike. And, all three of these teams are going to be looking to keep their records clean. And the way I see that Godlike can do it is by tuning up their teamwork a little bit more and not getting caught off guard like they did today by Zuma in eco rounds especially. And I think then they'll be good to go to, give a strong fight against Global Esports and Force One as well.
All right, so the fight never ends. These teams, they got to keep themselves on their toes, keep pushing forward, keep innovating because Valorant is always changing. New strategies come in, and all these teams have got to adapt. We've come to the end of this second half. It was great having you guys. Amazing casting, both Universe and Floki. What a joy. And thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Remember to check the links in the description because registrations for Season 2 Qualifier 1 are now live, all right? So register to be part of the largest Valorant event in South Asia. Don't be shy, we welcome you guys. So until tomorrow, take care all of you, good night, and happy gaming.
2, 3, let's go.